The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this monumental NFL Trade Deadline Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. This program starts now. Football is awesome, and the NFL has its trade deadline coming up at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a countdown clock in the lower left corner that'll keep you updated on how much time your team has to make some moves to maybe put you over the hump to go on and win a Lombardi, or maybe how much time your team has to trade away one of your best players because you guys stink. Ooh. And you're already mailing it in for the next year. Mm-hmm. There's been some moves already on this beautiful trade deadline morning. Let's start with some teams that were some buyers. Let's go to the Arizona Cardinals. Congratulations to them. They have agreed to trade with Denver for linebacker, edge rusher, Baron Browning. Congrats to the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals currently at the top of the NFC West, and now they're making moves at the trade deadline. If you're a Cardinals fan, you got to be pretty zeked up, knowing that your team's in it for the long haul, as opposed to what's normally happening around this time is, why the Cardinals suck? Are they ever going to be good? Instead, we're in the lead, and we're making moves. Let's go to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are trying to turn things around after a very slow start to begin the season, which is becoming a trend for this Joey Burrow-led Cincinnati Bengals team. They made a trade with the Broncos for Khalil Herbert, running back.
Yeah, Khalil.
Congratulations to Khalil. Obviously, for the Bears. Congrats to Khalil leaving the Bears to go to Cincinnati. And he put out a tweet that said, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Now, I don't know how much he was getting the rock in Chicago. I don't know how much he loved being in Chicago. I don't know all that stuff. But I do know Cincinnati loses Joe Mixon. Now they bring in another running back. Are the Bengals going to be able to go hunt for the rest of the year? Joey B's not even celebrating after games and after wins in the locker room.
Nope.
He's just miserable. Just in the locker room, we got a lot of work to do. He's flipped the switch a little bit. Their team's making trades. Congrats to Bengals fans. You guys aren't dead yet.
Good day.
AFC North is going to be a tough spot, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough spot. Speaking of tough spots, NFC North. The leaders of the NFC North, the Detroit Lions, the brand new Lions, make a trade with the Cleveland Browns for Za'Darius Smith. Congrats to Za'Darius Smith getting up to the Detroit Lions. He put out a tweet earlier this morning, though, that said SMH, which I believe shaking my head.
Yeah. Yep.
Show me hospitality.
Yep.
It could be anything. Was this shake my head because he found out he was getting traded to Detroit from Cleveland? Or is this shake my head potentially because he found out that maybe the trade was called off because everybody seemingly had Za'Darius Smith going to the Detroit Lions for like the last 3 days, 4 days. Hey, Za'Darius is going to be a Detroit Lion. Za'Darius is going to be a Detroit Lion. More so fodder on the internet than any of like the exactos. But then whenever we see and hear that the deal's done, then he puts out shake my head in the morning, then the deal ends up happening. We assume he's happy to become a Lion. And the Lions got to be happy that he's there, too. We put up that graphic there. Since Aiden Hutchinson's leaving the team with that gruesome injury, the edge rushers, not in the middle, because they got Aleem, I believe, is the man's name. Yep. In the middle is a D tackle or a nose tackle who has 2.5 sacks. But off the edge, they have had zero production pretty much, and they've been dominant. Obviously, the defense has been great. Branch gets kicked off the field in the second quarter. They still go on to have a dominating win, but the Lions needed some depth at getting to the quarterback. They knew that for the long haul. Congrats to Za'Darius going to a contender, and also to the Detroit Lions for being buyers at the trade deadline. Now everybody's expecting you to go on and win a Super Bowl, and I know this has been a few months in the making of like we're the team, but now you guys legitimately are the team that's making a big time play at the trade deadline day. Congrats to you, Foxy, and all Detroiters who have been pulling for the Lions for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I can sleep at night now because if they didn't make a move and we didn't win the Super Bowl, I would have said, why the hell did Brad Holmes not pull the trigger? I'm so happy it's Za'Darius Smith. Now we go win the Super Bowl. It's on, baby.
Yeah, congratulations to the Lions and to Dan Campbell, who was could be.
Yeah. Could be.
Could be. Ooh, he's already drawn up a bunch of stuff for Za'Darius.
Oh, yeah. Couple exotics.
Not only on the field, but like, you should see our cafeteria, Za'Darius. Whenever we get this thing going, we can add you into this entire rotation here. Za'Darius been around a little bit. Let's go to the Talks table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. He was a Green Bay Packer, right, Za'Darius, just a few years ago?
Yeah, very good Green Bay Packer. Had like a career year with them, double-digit sacks, and then wanted to get a new contract. Packers decided not to. He went to Minnesota and continued to perform. Like, he's been good everywhere he's been, pretty much. He just hasn't stuck at one place for longer than, 3-4 years.
And the Lions are winning without him. You're talking about pressure going down for Za'Darius Smith and whatever. Now, Cleveland obviously is Cleveland, and with Myles Garrett on D-line is probably good too. But you get up to Detroit, that defense has been humming without him.
Yep.
They've been winning without him. You are just like an added benefit, a bonus. You're coming into a place that's excited for your arrival, and if you get a couple sacks and are part of a massive win,
exactly,
you're a hero up there. I think it's good for Za'Darius Smith's life. I don't think he was SMHing because he wasn't going to Detroit.
Might have been like, suck my hands, Cleveland. I'm going to take these bad boys to Detroit, bitch.
Yeah.
Or send me home back to the NFC
back
North.
to Detroit.
Or show me the homeless in Detroit.
There's
it could have been show me homeless. Homeless in Cleveland. There's homeless everywhere.
Yeah, in Cleveland, I mean, Tony, that place is also.
Yeah.
And the homeless.
You're right.
Well, we don't know. They got a good casino in Cleveland. It's never forget
Yeah, but
that.
remember the rats in the what do they call license plates outside of that casino on the street?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Big trip over a license plate. Almost cut me in the shin because he kicked up after I kicked a can off the thing. And then anyways, it was a nice place. Cleveland's been good to us. The homeless that stay in the cold weather climate, though.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Grit.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't even think about going.
No.
They're dogs.
There's some that are just passing through these cold weather climates, and they're trying to make it too warm. There's some that say, I was born in the dark.
Yeah.
And that is where, so massive respect for. I don't think it was show me the homeless. I don't think it was suck my hands. Yeah. I do believe he was just shaking his head, and I wonder what it was for, because maybe there was like a last minute, we're not doing it from Cleveland's side, and then they finagle a deal in the end. We'll have Adam Schefter join us in about 4 minutes. Another deal took place that is a big one, a massive one. A wide receiver has been traded from Carolina to the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys. Whoa.
That's right. Hey. Cowboys making moves on this trade deadline day. They've agreed to terms for a 4th-round pick to get Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver out of the Panthers that we all knew, obviously, in his second year out of Ole Miss. We knew he was on the trade block possibly, and we knew that he was a guy that would be worthy of a 4th-round pick, 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler. That's the big conversation talking point here.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott obviously out for a few weeks with the hamstring, whether it's Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, whoever's going to be going forward. They got a tough schedule coming up. They're in a bad spot. You got a lot of people doing a lot of noise around the Cowboys and within the Cowboys. They trade for Mingo, another wide receiver. How do you feel about the move? Do you like them getting a weapon? And 4th-round pick is wild, Debo. We got some trade comps here before you get to dive into the full breakdown. Here is what some wide receivers have been traded for over like the last 2 weeks or so. Most notably, DeAndre Hopkins, who went bonkers last night for the Kansas City Chiefs. Devontae Adams went for a 4th, which could be conditional, I think, or a 3rd conditional down. Deontay Johnson goes for a 5th-rounder to the Baltimore Ravens, and then Jonathan Mingo goes for a 4th-rounder. A lot of people talking about 4th-rounder. Jerry overpaid this. How do you feel about the move, and is there any other trades that have happened that you want to dive in?
Yeah, the math's not really mathing here. Obviously, he's younger, only in his 2nd year, and he's probably a guy that I would assume Jerry liked or that staff, that front office liked coming out of school. Was a high draft pick, is a very talented guy. Obviously, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him on the field, so only the people behind the scenes have seen how he works, how he's actually going to improve this roster. Obviously, Dallas needed to do something. Is this the move? I mean, we'll see. If this guy goes on to be a big-time player for the next couple of years, he'll look like a genius. But Jerry hasn't looked like a genius for quite some time.
It does feel like it's been a while.
Yeah.
30
So
years.
I'm not very optimistic right now with this move, but I am obviously hoping for the best for Mingo and over there at Cowboys. Obviously, they need a weapon outside of CD Lamb. That's been a conversation all year long.
Nothing that I believe that has been great to me, people haven't told me I've overpaid for. Okay, everybody thought I overpaid for Tony Tony was great. Everybody said I overpaid for Dak. Dak's been great. Everybody said I overpaid for CD. CD's been great. Everybody said I overpaid for Jonathan Mingo. Well, guess what? He was a second rounder last year. Now he's a fourth rounder.
Oh.
You fucking tell me. That is really how Jerry is probably viewing this, because he's still got years left on his rookie contract. So this isn't just like a, hey, for this year, which it seems like a lot of those other ones potentially were moves made for this year. Jerry's making this move for the future. They don't even know who the head coach is going to be. Nope. They don't even know who the head coach is going to be. Jerry just knows, I want this guy on my team. That's a big move. Now, let's get to one of these wide receivers that was traded. Ladies and gentlemen, DeAndre Hopkins is still DeAndre Hopkins. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. Now, they didn't cover last night, D, but you made that point perfectly yesterday. Feels like I always bet on the Chiefs, and they never cover for me. It was 9, almost 10 at some places. The Bucs actually could have won this thing in regulation if they go for 2 instead of kicking an extra point. It goes to overtime. Chiefs get a win. They just march right down the field. Baker Mayfield knew that was going to happen. But a couple different players had some breakout performances. Travis Kelce has a record-breaking 14 catches, 100 yards. Wow. No tuds, but every single time he was throwing the rock, seemingly he was catching. Made some tough catches, made some big-time catches. Him and Patrick Mahomes over the last few games have been cooking and cooking and cooking. He hasn't been in the paint because he doesn't want to mess it up. He has so much respect for the groundskeeper crews and the paint people in the end zones that he says, you know what? My big-ass feet don't need to be messing up your paint. But he got the rock. Him and Patrick Mahomes have been cooking. This is a recipe for success if you're the Chiefs, because there's nobody that can stop Travis Kelce if Travis Kelce wants to do his thing. Patrick Mahomes knows that. In the past, any big-time play that needed to be made, Patrick Mahomes is finding that guy right there on the screen. Feels like they're back to their bullshit. I think the touchdowns are going to continue to evolve. And Travis Kelce was literally at the Taylor Swift show on Saturday night, and then in Indianapolis. Then on Monday night, he's in Kansas City, rounding up the boys before the game. Everybody taking, and then going for a record-breaking 14 at his oldest age, obviously. Every day you get older. Hey, Travis, keep killing him, baby.
Keep moving, Trav.
Keep killing him, Trav. What an absolute beast. Good for him. And another person, the DeAndre Hopkins experiment with the Kansas City Chiefs that we all kind of thought was going to come to fruition. Oh, what did the Chiefs need help at? Well, third down, intermediate stuff, and red zone. Okay, 3rd and 8. Patrick Mahomes finds time. Through the pocket. Who's he find? D-Hop. Massive catch radius. That's insanity. Who would have thought that D-Hop would be that great? Did everybody know you get DeAndre Hopkins for a fucking 5th rounder? Legit. That was as soon as he was traded. We wondered, is this guy really only worth a 5th rounder? Then I heard from the internet. I heard from Twitter. I heard from fans. Guy's washed.
Long in the tooth.
No ball.
Guy stinks.
He's old.
Guy went to Nashville, started hanging out with country musicians. Doesn't know how to play football anymore.
That's right.
Well, that one catch that he had there, worthy of it. Obviously, if he does it later in the season and wins him a massive game, they're going to say it's worth it. He also will go and have 2 touchdowns.
So,
3 plays later after that big first down, touchdown. 3rd down, red zone. DeAndre Hopkins helping out the Chiefs. Then what happens later? Remember the Titans? He said it was an honor to the Titans. Very thankful for his time there. I think it's very clever and very well thought out. And obviously, Travis Kelce brings some attention. D-Hop over top. We're going to work together going forward. And then in the 4th quarter, need one. Who do you go to? 3rd and goal, 3rd down in the red zone. D-Hop. Like this is the Chiefs being the Chiefs. The Chiefs remain undefeated, and they're alone at the top, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are alone at the top.
Yes,
as the only undefeated team left, and they're the only team that's going for 3 straight Lombardis, which no team in the history of the NFL has done. Joining us now on this NFL trade deadline day, ladies and gentlemen, NFL insider, senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter.
Schefter, I know the phones are active, so we'll try to keep this as quick as we possibly can. Za'Darius Smith, everybody assumed was going to get traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Detroit Lions. That inevitably happens. He put out a tweet this morning, SMH. Was there a chance that deal wasn't happening, or what do you think was going on there?
Well, I think there was a lot of back and forth between these two sides. And let's keep in mind, and I want to get this straight here, that when Aiden Hutchinson went down, conversation started right away between the Browns and the Lions. The Browns reached out about exploring a trade, and the two sides went back and forth here for weeks. And at various points, it felt like it might not happen. But that is the case on a lot of these trades, right? Like, you hear that it's off, and then boom, it's on. Or you hear it's on, and then it's off. Like, there are a lot of factors that go into each of these moves all the time. But in this particular case with Za'Darius Smith, the two sides have been talking for weeks, and that was a guy that the Lions wanted. He's familiar with the NFC North. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. He could help be a force while Aiden Hutchinson is out. And look, the Lions have played as well as any team in football. They are a monster. So when you are this close to achieving the lifelong goal of fans in your area, why would you not be willing to swap out some late-round draft picks to get Za'Darius Smith? And that's what they did. They found a common ground, and I think when Za'Darius tweeted that this morning, I think there was some uncertainty. I know there was uncertainty last night about whether it would get done, and then it flipped this morning. It does get done. And honestly, that's the way it should have been. It should have been that way all along. The Browns have 2 wins. The Lions are going for a Super Bowl. Get the trade done. Figure it out.
Yeah, SMH, send me home.
Yeah.
That is what he was saying. He wasn't shaking his head. He was saying, send me home to the NFC North. Congrats to the Lions getting a dog and Za'Darius having a new home. You talk about late-round draft picks for the trade. How about mid-round draft picks happening down in Dallas? Everybody's saying Jerry hasn't made a good decision in decades. This is another overpay situation for Jonathan Mingo. He's only in the 2nd year of his contract, though, so we got years left in his rookie deal. What do you think made this decision come to fruition, and how did we get to this point? And is there any other wide receivers from the Carolina Panthers that are getting traded?
Yeah. Okay, well, in regards to Mingo, this is a guy that the Cowboys really liked coming out of the draft. And I think you touched on a key factor. They liked him in the draft, and he's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. So when you have that kind of contractual control, it becomes rather attractive, right? Because if you look at it, the Cowboys get Mingo in a 7th from the Panthers for a 4th. Can you see me, Pat?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. The Cowboys get Mingo in a 7th from the Panthers for a 4th. But compare and contrast that, right? The Chiefs got DeAndre Hopkins from the Titans for a conditional 5th. The Ravens got Deontay Johnson and a 6th for a 5th. Amari Cooper and a 6th from the Browns for a 3rd and a 7th. And the Jets got Devontae Adams for a conditional 3rd. So the Cowboys are paying in that range, but I think they did so because, number one, they like the player. And number 2, he's on his rookie contract, so you get the deal.
He was a 2nd rounder last year, Jerry said. He's a 4th rounder this year. I don't see what's the math here. I don't know what's math. And now, obviously, that's a future thing. Now, there's a team that has allegedly been linked to another Carolina Panther wide receiver. We didn't even know Mingo was available potentially. But now that we know that, is Adam Thielen still available? Or are they going to have no wide receivers on that football team? Because allegedly, he was going to the Steelers, is what I had heard.
Well, I think that the Steelers would have some level of interest, but again, the compensation has to be right. And so far, the two sides have been unable to bridge any differences there. And we now have 3 hours and 44 minutes left for the two sides to figure it out, to see if they could. I was told this morning, I doubt it. Now, let me say this on that particular trade. I doubt it. Nothing's ever final on trade deadline day. Again, I've heard doubt it. I've heard it's off. Like last night, I was told the Za'Darius Smith thing, that the Browns and Lions were struggling to make it happen, didn't know what was going to happen. And then, boom, we wake up and the two sides figure it out. Okay. Again, I think that if you're the Carolina Panthers, you got a 34-year-old wide receiver, and you are where you are, and he's not going to be there next year. Why not trade him? And the reason they wouldn't is because, number one, he's a good player. Number two, he's a great guy to have around your young wide receivers, Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker. You'd want them to see how a pro handles himself. And so I think that they see some value in that. But realistically, should they trade Adam Thielen? In my mind, yes. I mean, yes. Would Pittsburgh like to have Adam Thielen? Pittsburgh's looking to add a wide receiver. Thielen makes as much sense as anybody. So, again, as of a couple hours ago, two sides not close on compensation. We'll see if anything changes here in the last 3.5 hours.
Okay, so if not Adam Thielen, Darius Slayton and Mike Williams, then you think the Steelers are interested? Like, Steelers are very much interested in a wide receiver, like they were with Brandon Ayuk, like they were and have been linked to a couple different times. We can assume that the Pittsburgh Steelers are snooping around right now. Omar, the con artist, is snooping around to try to find a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers with 3 hours, 41 minutes, and 36 seconds left until trade deadline.
Well, Pat, They've been calling around on receivers since training camp. So this is, if you're going to trade for one, this is your final call. Last call to trade for a wide receiver right now.
Last call.
3 hours and 42 minutes. Right? Like, that's what we got. And they've been trying to get a trade done since this summer. Look, there was Brandon Ayuk at some point this summer. There was conversations with Jacksonville about Christian Kirk. And that was in the process of happening until he broke his collarbone and then couldn't get done. And so they're calling on these guys. The question is, what is the value? What are they prepared to give up? Does the guy fit into their system? I have thought all along that they would find a way to get a wide receiver, especially with the Steelers playing as well as they are. They're in a great spot. They're ahead of schedule. They are in a position that I think, I don't know, I mean, did Tone expect them to be in this spot today, competing for the division, a force in the AFC? Did he expect this much? You tell me.
To be winning the division, no. They're always in the division, but no, not to be ahead of the Ravens and Bengals, and no.
Well, and also for the offense to look fun. It is like fun. Baller. And Russell throws the ball, so adding a wide receiver would make sense at this point, as opposed to maybe another 310-pound tight end that can block a little bit alongside Muth and Darnell. It's like our weapon is needed down there. As the sun shines on senior NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter. Adam, you got a text in the middle of that. Is there any trades that are being made or being announced? And how boring is this afternoon going to be? Should we be?
No, but I would just say, I mean, I don't think it's a secret. The name to watch this afternoon, would be Marshawn Lattimore. That's the one to watch here in the next 3.5 hours.
Go ahead, D-Bud.
Shefty, any what potential partners? I know you just got a text there. Commanders. I know Ravens could use some help on the back end. Who can afford them? Who will make that move for Marshawn?
Well, you said the Commanders. You said the Ravens. The Chiefs have been linked. I've heard the Chargers out there. I think there are about 4 potential bidders. And here's my takeaway on all this, right? The Saints fired their head coach yesterday. They've got to basically address their salary cap issues. They've got a cornerback who obviously is in demand. They're going to need more draft picks. And so if you're the Saints right now and you can get somebody to pay your price for Marshawn Lattimore, a 4-time Pro Bowl cornerback, why would you not entertain that?
What is that, a third? Is that a third rounder?
I think it's at least that, Pat, but that you're going to be right in the ballpark.
Okay, sounds like a deal's maybe already done.
Wow.
Is the deal close? How close is the deal done?
No. What I'm saying is I think there are active talks to get something done. And, again, I don't think you go down this road at this point and then not get something done. That's my opinion, right? If they're this far advanced in talks with this many people and there's this much interest, usually the teams move ahead and act. They don't say, you know what? Thank you, everybody, for being on the phone with us all day and coming up with these. We're going to hold on. We decided to hold on to the guy. If you're opening up the talks and taking bids and in discussions, usually you finish it off.
All right. We will stay glued to your Twitter account as trade deadline day rolls on. Tuesday, November 5th. That's what everybody's going to remember today for. Today, Mingo went for a 4th. Za'Darius went up to Detroit. Obviously, more moves will be made. That's what today's going to be remembered for. We appreciate you, Shefty.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Shefty.
Now, obviously, college basketball tipped off yesterday.
Let's go.
Okay, and in the boys' college basketball world, there were some big stories that are already developing. Gonzaga beat the living hell out of number 8 Baylor. I guess Gonzaga was ranked
6th
coming into the last night, and Baylor was ranked 8th, and Gonzaga did their thing. Gonzaga beat the hell out of them so bad that head coach Few actually put his kid in there, and he got posterized at the end of the game by Gonzaga and laughed about it. That's Gonzaga seemingly going to be a weapon as college basketball tips off last night. Also, Ohio State in Las Vegas beat Texas.
Whoa.
I think Texas was supposed to win this one. Bruce Thornton goes for 20 for Ohio State. They get a massive win over the Texas Longhorns, who are always going to be in it at the end. So congrats to the Buckeyes. O-H-I-O. Big win over Penn State in football. Now they're beating they're beating Texas. You get it? And then let's go to the main event, the future of basketball. Cooper Flagg had his debut for Duke. Whoa. Duke was taking on his home state of Maine. And Cooper Flagg showed, all right, give me that. This guy's the one, they're saying. He obviously was on Team USA's practice team, Team USA. He was holding his own. He's the future. I don't know how he got out of the Northeast, and I don't know how he ends up with Duke, but he went for 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks, I believe. This dude is an absolute monster. Also happening last night, UCF upset Texas A&M, and college ball's reigning, defending, undisputed. Shout out to Paul Heyman. Back-to-back national champs tip-off tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Joining us now, the head coach of that team, the UConn Huskies. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Hurley.
Coach.
Win.
Still got the belt.
Hell yeah.
Win.
Still got the belt. We still got the belt.
Well, it's a title. It's a title. Belts hold up your pants. Titles are things that you like. It's a title. It's a title belt, I think. Your chest obviously says win right there. You guys are attempting to do something that hasn't been done since the 70s with UCLA. They win 7 straight. If you were to win 3 straight, obviously it would be very historic. Every time we talk to you, it feels like you're the type of guy I'd like to run through a wall for. You got a brand new team this year, though, Coach? Is that right? And what is the messaging going into this historic year potentially?
A brand new team, Pat and the boys, brand new team, man. But the program's at where the program's at. The standards are what they are for us right now. We're right where we want to be. We feel like we got like another really, really talented roster. With tons of depth and some high-end NBA talent, as well as the work we've been putting in. We've been working since June, man, just getting ready for these 5 months about to tip off for us tomorrow night. And, the work rate has been off the charts for us. And obviously, the confidence in the program is real high.
I have confidence in your program as well. This program loves your program.
Always.
We love the way you operate up there. And I think, your name was getting floated around for some NBA jobs, very loud. And then you re-signed with UConn. Congrats to you and to UConn. But our conversation was about your culture. And you said the standards are what they are there. What do you feel that is? And do you feel it's just a natural thing as soon as you get in the locker room, you feel it? And can you bottle that forever? That seems like to be what every coach is looking for, right?
Yeah, I think nowadays with NIL and portal and all the the transactional feel of college sports, I think culture is more important than ever. I think if you have like a rare culture in terms of it shouldn't even be old school values, man. It should just be what's right. There's nothing old school about like holding each other accountable. Like having an incredible work ethic, being incredibly competitive, like being willing to sacrifice for the betterment of a group. Like, like that shouldn't be old school values. That should just be the way that organizations and human beings go about their business. And, that's just the way that we go about our business here. And when you do that with NBA level talent, you could have, the back-to-back results. And then obviously, we're process focused, man, but we know the enormity of what's at stake for us this season.
Okay, so whenever you think about, by the way, saying it's old school shouldn't be old school. It should be all schools. Should be like hard work, buy-in, everything like that. Amen, Coach. And I think that is why your players are ready to run through a wall for you. You added in the NBA talent. Obviously, recruiting gets a little bit different. Whenever you win a couple national championships, people see what is possible up there. Are you the type of coach, and you said we're process-driven, but I think I read an article this morning about a trophy on an easel so the boys know what they're playing for. Do you talk about winning 3 straight? Do you talk about winning stuff? What is do you not bring it up? How do you address the elephant in the room about going for history here with 3 straight titles, while knowing that they know, but that's not what, how do you handle that with your team?
Yeah, I think, when you've done what we've done, and you can't imagine a season ending any other way but being the champs. So for us going into the season, there's 5 different opportunities for us to win championships. We play in Maui. We got the Big East regular season. We got the Big East Conference tournament at MSG. We got the regional. And we've got the national championship. So our mindset going in is we want to go 5 for 5 with the championships. That's what you come to UConn to coach. That's what you come to UConn to do. If you coach here or you play here, and for me, just and everyone associated with the program, any season that doesn't end with us with achieving championship goals for us in our minds is a failure here at UConn.
So you address it head on. Hey, listen, we're here to win. Okay, that's what you're here for. That's what I'm here for. It's why we're working our asses off. I love that.
They all know. I mean, they all know. And unlike a lot of other, I'd say like fan bases here, you can't build a great brand at UConn just by posting TikToks and showing up and making appearances at in different events and try to become a celebrity sports person. This is a place that's built on ball players, man, just like ball players that want to win shit and, want to obviously, be fierce and play with a lot of force, but win, man, ball players.
Hey, isn't that the quickest way to build your brand? I feel like people forget that. And I have a For the Brand shirt on that was started for kickers and punters after I retired, but it's like, if you win, that's good content. Mm-hmm. That's really good. That's the best content you could actually make. If you want to be an influencer and build your brand and everything like that, be good at what you do. I had a conversation with Peyton Manning early in my career, because he's in all the commercials and everything like that. I'm like, hey, that's where you're getting the real money from, right? Peyton, you're getting like the real money from that. And he's like, yeah, but Pat, none of that comes if I'm not who I am on the field, like some people get twisted, like they think that is the main thing. That is not the main thing. The main thing is this, then all this comes with it. Feels like there is a generational gap when it comes to that, thinking that the main thing's the outside shit as opposed to the actual thing that is bringing everything else. I like that you can seemingly find guys that understand that, or is that in recruiting you figure that out, or how is that just kind of hammered home?
Yeah, I just think, we're in the real world. I mean, the real world is like actually what's about to happen down there in practice. As soon as I jump off with you guys, and then the real world is what's going to actually happen in the game, and then the real world is like, the relationships and how hard we're working. We're not trying to post our way to creating an image of success. Like, we want to play great and we want to dominate and we want to win championships in the real world. While the people that love us and support us, that have been along with us on the journey, like they're actually with us at the games in the real world, not a it's a metaverse. I'm not, but I always get surprised on Instagram if I see one of my players post something. It's always surprising because it's just not what we're about.
Isn't that crazy in 2024?
Yeah.
This is the back-to-back national champions right here. It sounds like you're speaking from a completely different universe, but I think having focus is how you win, and it's an interesting dilemma. Now, whole new crew. Speaking of that, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, who's kind of the leader in the clubhouse this year? Obviously, you sent a lot of guys to the NBA this past offseason, which is awesome. And, to everything you're saying, that's kind of why you want to play for UConn, because those opportunities come. But who's the guy that's kind of setting the culture for the rest of the guys, kind of that seasoned vet that helps you kind of make sure the culture and everything is still in place as you guys go forward this year?
Yeah, Connor. So we got this guy now. He'll be a 3-year starter, and the whole program changed a couple of years ago when Alex Caravan entered the lineup, and this thing became what we're pursuing here in a dynasty with a three-peat. This guy's an All-American candidate, a potential Big East Player of the Year. He's going to lead us this year. Both with his production, big-time shooter. Versatile offensive player, super smart guy, but really gives the group confidence. So he's a critical player. We got a freshman named Liam McNeely that is going to be one of the best freshmen in the country, if not the best. The guy's a total killer. Yeah. And then a lot of our season, we got some sophomores, I think, that are about to take off here. Some kids that we convinced to stay here, and they didn't play as much as they wanted to as freshmen, but they saw some openings in our program to the NBA draft. They were going to present opportunities for them. So we got some sophomores that I think are about to take off like rocket ships. Solo Ball, great name, Solomon Ball, Solo Ball, Jaden Ross, and Jalen Stewart. So we got 3 sophomores I think are going to make a big jump.
Is that, you said that guy's name's Alex Caravan?
Caravan.
But on the Caravan, they do some weird stuff with his name.
No, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like you had Kling Kong last couple of years. Now you got the Caravan. I mean, these names. Solo Ball. Oh my, that might be why you guys are winning. Fuck everything else. Might be just the names. Now speaking of those sophomores, D-Bud has a question.
Yeah, a lot of these names obviously are the people that have been there, and then new guys coming in. Hey, coach, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. Huskies. But
okay.
Is it easier or harder for you? Kind of, you talked about old school, but is it easier or harder for you to kind of, I guess, recruit and vet guys that are coming into your culture compared to 10, 15 years ago when you're building a college program?
Yeah. I just think we use a filter system, and it's just by being authentic and not trying to misrepresent, the demands of the program, what it's going to be like to play here, just how demanding I am as a coach, how the expectation is it's going to be about, UConn's success, and then we're going to do everything in our power to get you to your individual goals, but we're ourselves during the recruiting process. So when the guys come on visits, I'm just authentically myself. I don't try to be somebody I'm not. I make them watch a practice so they see how on their ass the players, just what the coaching style is, what a practice is like. They see the viral clips, but until you see that go on for 2 hours, you got to then make a decision whether you want to be a part of that type of working environment. So, we don't overpromise things. Our recruiting pitch is not about outbidding people in the NIL. I think it starts in recruiting.
You've seen the clips, but until you felt it for 2 hours, welcome to the Thunderdome, brother.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. Are you still as hungry as ever, huh? That's never going to leave?
Yeah, you get the residual confidence. I think, you look up at the banners, you see the trophies, you got a different, lightness to you and a different level of confidence. But the level of desperation, it's just like when you've done it back to back, and when your off season feels the way our off seasons have felt, just being the champs and doing it 2 in a row and living life that way, you can't imagine a summer, not with the crown.
You're addicted to confetti, pal. I mean, that shit is only possible if you put in all the work, but it's easy to get soft when you're sleeping on satin sheets, too. So it's like your work ethic and your competitive spirit is one I think that everybody loves, which is why when you're fucking losing your mind on the side of a basketball court, up 30. There was a clip we saw earlier today. We're up 30 against Gonzaga. We're up 30 right now over Gonzaga. And it's like the demand.
That's like Bill Cowler. That's the Bill Cowler right there, right? The jaw. I'm trying to get the jaw out like Cowler.
That's smart. Cowler also would print things out and put them in refs' pockets. I don't know how you're feeling, but yeah, you know it. Okay, let's talk a little bit more basketball here. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the Maui Invitational. How important is it playing a tough non-conference schedule? Obviously, the Big East is one of the toughest, if not the toughest conference in the nation, but we see a lot of these Power 5 schools just play cupcakes through the non-conference schedule, and then they get into conference play and they get cannibalized by how tough it is. So how tough is it, even knowing that you're going to have a tough conference slate, to schedule some of these tough games and go play in a massive tournament like the Maui Invitational?
Yeah, man. So there's so many elements. I hope I could kind of think through it. So just playing in a tough preseason tournament like that gets you ready for playing multiple days in a row in the Big East tournament. So it gets you ready for that experience down the line. You also too, playing the Gonzagas, playing the Baylors, playing in Maui, playing at Texas, for us, Gonzaga, all these types of games, they get you ready for the types of teams you're going to play in the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and the Final Four. So you've seen that quality before. It's not jarring when you take the court in those types of big games as you advance in the tournament. And then those types of games get you ready for the Big East too. When you play like top of the food chain, non-conference games, it gets you ready for the true rigors of the Big East. Like the Big East is, it's a monster, man. The games are so physical. And the coaches are so excellent, and the environments are so intense that and then when you win big non-conference games too, you got to play those games if you want to be a higher seed. And what I discovered the last couple of years is it's easier to win the tournament if you're a higher seed.
Strength of schedule, a big piece of the whole March bracketology situation. We've been learning as we go. Obviously, I'm not, the most intelligent college basketball fan, but watching your team do their thing has been fun. And it feels like we knew your team was going to go do it the last couple of years. When will you know if this team is at the same level as the last couple of years' teams? And do you already know that in practice?
No clue right now. I didn't think we were good last year until like March, maybe like the
this team sucks.
The beginning of March. What was that?
You just saying this team sucks going into January, and then go ahead.
Yeah, you're insecure, man. You're insecure about your team the whole way through until they really prove it to you. And for us, it was like, we went 18-2. The way we finished the Big East regular season last year, like we had nothing left to play for, and we went on the road and and beat Marquette and Providence in games that we didn't need just to set a new Big East record. And I'm like, kind of turned to Kamani and Luke. I'm like, we may be pretty good. And then but you're insecure. You're with your team every day, and you also too, what your team's capable of when they're at their worst. And when you know what your team is capable of when they're absolutely at their worst, that keeps you on edge. It keeps you insecure and humble, and then that just drives the preparation, and it drives the urgency that you're instilling into everyone around you. Translation, borderline making everybody crazy.
Yeah, well, making everybody crazy has worked pretty well up there for you the last couple of years. Whenever you see like this year's team, are you going to play the same style? Is it your style, or is it the player? Are these players the same style as last year's players, or will you have to do more coaching? That sounds so stupid, but I'm trying to think of this as a football person as opposed to a basketball person. Like a lot of football offense coordinators, if they just say this is our offense, no matter who's here, normally not going to work. But if you figure out who your players are and then run your shit for your players, that normally works for football. College, same thing, or do you have same style of players? Should we expect same style of offense and everything that you're running, or do you guys have to figure that out through the season?
Yeah, so that's a great question, man. So it's like identity of who we are is obviously based on how hard we play. Our identity is our relentlessness, the way that we rebound the ball on both backboards, how hard we're going to play defensively, the pace that we're going to put on people when we take the court. And then we make the tactical adjustments on offense and defense just on a yearly basis to fit the personnel. The personnel is different. The guards have different strengths and weaknesses. The wings, the centers, it's a different type of team. So, we believe in a lot of player movement. We believe, in the ball moving and there not being a ton of dribbling. We like to keep that ball energized. But the tactics of what we do on both sides of the ball definitely changes. Because the skills and abilities of the guys have changed.
Good luck. Feels like you're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Feels like you're going to do it again. Feels like you're going to do it again. Now, look out. West Virginia just beat that ass last night. West Virginia basketball is back. Okay, old school Big East. Look out. Look out. Okay, I don't know if you need to start watching film for the Elite Eight or Final Four. West Virginia's going to be there, something to think about. Let's go to the NFL. We know you have your eyes on the NFL. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, I'm not sure if you saw the Bengals are in third place in the AFC North. I did see you were the ruler of the jungle week 1 before that Patriots game. Got the boys fired up.
Got that fired up.
Now they have looked better as of late. Are your Bungles still alive?
Hey, Dahn, don't be so embarrassed. Don't be so embarrassed.
Patriots are a good team.
Oh, that was talking about jarring weekend. Not what I expected. The Browns. I guess for me, it's like I believe in Joe Burrow. Listen, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. What the Bengals have done the last couple of years. And then how they play their best ball. As long as Joe is healthy, November, December, January, I wouldn't want to play those guys with Joe Burrow at quarterback. But I would be lying if I said I was like all the way there, like getting my son tickets to the Super Bowl. So I would say I'm kind of like a petty fan right now. I know like the Browns traded like one of their better defensive linemen today, so like I'm mostly just happy that the Browns got worse.
Yeah, that's what we heard from your answer there at the beginning. You're like third in the AFC North, but who's fourth?
Yeah.
Who's fourth? Is that Cleveland? That's
We'll
what I thought. That's what I.
Yeah, Steelers got a bunch of quarterbacks though. So
but Russ is the guy, Coach. Russ is the guy. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying.
Yeah, he's blue collar.
I think we'll sweep. I think we got to sweep. I think we're going to win 2 versus Pittsburgh this year. I think we're going to get 2.
Whoa.
Okay, I like that.
Wake up, Coach.
What do you think? Tone will wear a Bengals hat, and I think you got to wear a Steelers hat to a press conference.
Oh, I got you.
All right,
I'm in.
If it's a sweep, either way, if it's
I'll
a sweep.
be at the game in Cincy December 1st. So
okay, so if it's a split, no deal. If it's a sweep, hat, in the entire thing.
Done. Shake it. Let's go.
Deal.
Shake on it.
Yep,
there it is.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Season tips off tomorrow night at 7. Can't wait to watch your team. And then Maui, the fact that just gets dropped in at the beginning. Hey, you want to go to Hawaii and play some basketball?
Why not?
Yeah, I do want to go to Hawaii. What a place. Don't look at the beach too long, Coach. Don't want the boys to get too comfortable. Got a long season.
No chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the UConn Huskies, back-to-back national champion, Dan Hurley. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, Coach.
Hey, hold on. No, I'm not going to ask you. The NBA thing was all rouge, right, to do this? Yeah. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Dan Hurley, that's right. We knew you were never leaving UConn, Coach. We knew you were never leaving up there.
We're in again.
You love that place. Oh, yeah, win 6 straight times. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Hurley, thank you.
Coach.
He was never leaving UConn.
No.
He's got a factory.
Yeah, machine.
Poor Woj.
Him talking about all right. Him talking about like the culture and the standards are what they are. And he said, if I see my guys posting on Instagram, I'm like, take him back. Hey, I saw you post happy birthday. Is that?
We don't do that. The hell is that?
We're doing birthday tweets? Yeah. Is that what we got going on? I was wrong. It's not. You're not wrong. I didn't know. I didn't know we had time to do that. I thought maybe we're getting better. And he didn't say that, but it does feel like that's how the players who are playing for UConn feel. Very similar to the guys that are playing in Alabama under Nick Saban. It's like, hey, we're coming here to do what? Get to the league, win championships, get to the league. It's a professional mindset. Forget the NIL stuff. But I think what I've learned from the Alabama thing, talking to people that went to Bama, and now learning from Saban the way they approached it, I mean, that was hey, we're coming here, even if we're backing up for 3 years, we're doing that so that we get to the NFL and we have national championships. Like, it was a very much understood thing. That's why you're coming to Bama. Everywhere else, it's like, playing time, I want to run up my stats, I want to do this, I want to be the star. It's like Alabama, what they sold to people, from what I'm understanding, is like, hey, do you want to come get better? You're going to be competing against the best in the country every single day. You might not play 2-3 years. Like, that legitimately might, but every day in practice, you're going to be getting better than anybody else in the country because of who you're playing against. And then whenever you get your time, you can make the NFL. All their games are going to be in prime time. They're all going to be big games, and you're going to be expected to win a national championship. And by the time you're done here, you're going to have at least 2 natties, maybe 3 or 4 if each class gets it right. Feels like that's what he's building at UConn. Just feels very similar.
Yeah, you can feel it when you hear him talk. When you hear him talk about coach, when you hear him talk about the team, you see how passionate he is. And as a player, like, you're not going to UConn to win. Like, you're going there to dominate. And most of us, a lot of us watch college ball once the tournament hits, once March Madness hits. Every game they're winning, they're covering like it's not even close. Like the game's over, halfway through the second half. So just watching them, obviously been a fan, been an alumni of UConn, it's amazing to watch. The culture and the history that's been there with Calhoun and the group of guys that came before them. But what Dan Hurley's doing, if they're obviously back to back is incredible. If they're able to get three-peat, like that would be unbelievable. But you come to UConn to dominate, and that's what they're doing. Even talking about last season, we won the last 2 games, set this Big East record, and it's like, okay, now I think we're good and we can actually go on a run. So I feel like it was definitely similar to your point to like that Alabama run. Like guys are going there and it's like, you might not come here and start. You may have to come. I think you said a story about Julio Jones wanting to play special teams. Like a lot of guys aren't doing that. And you hear Hurley talking about, hey, I'm not big on a bunch of dribbling, a bunch of one-on-one.
This ball's energized.
Keep that ball moving. Everybody's engaged on both ends of the course, both backboards, and just watching them play, man, it's a thing of beauty.
They got the freshman of the year on the team, too.
Yeah.
You heard what he said.
McNeely is an absolute ball player, but come on.
You heard what he said.
When he said that, we got a freshman who is maybe the best freshman in the country when it's all said and done. Connor's head almost hit the microphone.
Well, I mean, look, Cooper Flagg before the season starts playing against like LeBron and KD, so I just don't see how going into this entire college basketball season he's stepping on the court like, oh man, I don't know if I can dominate this game. It's like, come on. Guy's unbelievable.
I think Texas had a freshman go for 29 last night, too.
Well, in a losing effort against Ohio State.
Oh!
Obviously, we've been following along with college basketball for the entire offseason.
I saw Bama's number 2.
Yeah, Bama's got a good basketball team.
Iowa State's number 5.
They're always good.
Not that. They're not always number
Tyrese
5.
Howell big shots from Iowa State.
For sure.
Yeah, Howell big shot.
And West Virginia, don't look now. Yep.
Are they up there?
Buddy. They didn't give us any credit because we got a coach from a lesser division, whatever it is.
Drake?
He brought his kid in. They absolutely slaughtered somebody.
Told you.
Good team.
It was like 30-6 at one point.
It was Robert Morris.
Robert Morris is a hell of a program, Tony.
Good team. Was basketball the same size?
Yeah. Bobby Mo?
Hoop same size? That's what West Virginia basketball is all of a sudden. Look out, everybody on this graphic. West Virginia's coming, obviously, but Kansas being number 1, but with the second highest odds to win the net. Go ahead.
Have you seen the kid that plays for Florida, who is 7'9"?
Yes.
He's legitimately the biggest son of a bitch you've ever seen in your entire life. I'm not going to call him a freak because that'd be mean. But boy, this guy can dunk without jumping. It is nuts.
So we're talking handout. Is he an IMG kid?
Yeah,
yes, he's the IMG kid.
Yeah.
Claude, I think, or something.
Yeah. Bathed in radioactive sludge when he was a kid, and that's how he's so big.
We
don't know if that's true or not.
It's got to be.
It has.
Really
Where's
the
he from?
only way.
It's got to be.
Like Lithuania or something.
He's French-Canadian.
French-Canadian, yeah.
Same
So
difference.
he stinks, too.
Same difference.
He just said so many things with 100% confidence.
Same difference.
None of it probably right. Definitely wrong. But yeah, he's been at IMG. I've seen him training down there.
Yeah.
That IMG Academy is fascinating to me.
Wild.
Because if you look at the football, they've had like 6 straight drafts where they have a player in the top 10 or something like that being drafted in the NFL. And then their basketball, they have a full facility down there. I think tennis, they got like a full
golf.
Baseball, they got a full
soccer.
It's a professional sports academy.
Yeah.
And if you get a guy who's 7'6" or whatever, and just like Wemby did whenever they knew he was going to be something special, they're working on his tendons and his joints because they know that what has been the downfall of these supersized human beings has always been their body hasn't been able to keep up with their size. So if this 7'9" kid is able to keep his body able to move, which is going to be tough, I think. I don't know how your joints are able to handle that much.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
all right.
I mean, he's a problem.
He's Clifford.
He is going to be a problem. That's a problem in basketball.
I hope, does Florida play UConn this year? I can't wait for whoever 6'11" guy Hurley's got to put his elbow through this guy's Adam's apple.
That's what everybody said about Kevin Durant. That's what people said about Chet. That's what people said about Wemby.
Easy with are we comparing this fucking guy
He's
to
high
Kevin
schooler.
Durant?
That's a high schooler
I know.
right
Durant could get out on the perimeter and shoot. This fucking guy can barely run up and down the court.
7'9".
That's Zach Edey, dude.
He's bigger than Edey. That's what's crazy.
Yes.
Look at him.
He does throw it down with force. I'll give him that.
Look at that.
Tallest teenager in the world.
Playing on a
this kid
Fisher's
is-
Price basketball hoop.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier for him. I think he's going to do well. Look out for Florida.
No doubt, yeah.
Look out for Florida.
I don't like
He's
it.
starting in Florida?
Yeah.
Who the hell
better
is starting
be.
over
All
this
five,
guy?
all
He
five
can't
positions.
sit on
Go
the
on.
bench.
I got to see him, run up and down the court.
You're looking at it.
He actually can't sit on the bench. They don't have enough room in any of these arenas, so he has to play full game. Congrats to him. What's his name?
Monster.
I want to say Giroux's his last name.
Claude Giroux.
No,
It's Olivier.
Olivier
Roux. Okay. I missed the G.
Roux. That was 2 years ago you're looking at.
Yeah, 7'7" earlier this year.
He's going to be 8 foot by the time he gets to the NBA. This guy's continuing to grow every single year.
Oh, he's from Terrebonne, Canada.
What's that, buddy?
Terrebonne, Canada.
Okay. All right. That's certainly how they talk.
Should get him in the square circle.
I don't know how his promo ability is. I assume it's good. But if you're 7'9" and you could literally just do one of these onto the ring, I do like a full run, jump up. Brock Lesnar does the base jump up to that thing. It's pretty high. He just walks right onto that fucking thing like it's Ripley's Believe It or Not. That would be fantastic. I hope he works out. You seemingly are negative about the 7 foot.
Without a doubt.
Why?
He's French-Canadian. If this dude was from, Louisville or something like that, or Ohio, yeah, sure, I'm all in. But I just don't like when guys are that big and that's how they play because, if this guy,
This is from 18 hours ago.
Wow, look at those moves.
Up and under.
Yeah.
Up and under. He goes with the left hand and the right. Look at him. He almost hit his head off the backboard when he just walked by.
There's a video of him giving, their other backup center a high five. And it is incredible because the backup center, I think sarcastically, jumps up and slap hands with the guy.
That guy's 6'10". Think about that.
For shoot.
It's crazy.
I just don't like it.
You're never going to change my opinion.
Ever.
He's got good bounce, didn't he? He had good moves.
He's had some wiggle.
Some
Coordination.
I wish this guy would have been in college when Garza was in college.
All right. Okay. Let's circle back to trade deadline day. Adam Schefter put out a tweet just moments ago. Despite any speculation, the Seahawks will not be trading wide receiver DK Metcalf by today's 4 p.m. trade deadline. That was created on the internet. A lot of people were like, well, they turnover head coach to kind of
had to make a call.
They don't have any home field advantage anymore. They're losing home both to the Bills and the Rams. Maybe DK wants out of here with how good it is. Don't be wasting talent. And then Schefter has to give a call and go. Reality of the situation is they're not going to trade their biggest star. Okay? They're not going to trade their biggest star. If they were, that'd be quite a statement. Why it's worth watching Washington today, says Adam Schefter. Commanders currently are slated to have 9 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Commanders have an extra third-round pick from the Jahan Dotson trade, an extra 6th from a swap with the Saints for D-tackle John Ridgway, and an extra 7th for the Dotson deal. So everybody's thinking that they're going to be trading for DB, more specifically
Marshawn Lattimore,
who's a dog from the Saints.
Yep.
If there's a bidding war happening for him, you would assume that the Commanders could toss in an extra 6th in there. So if it's a 3rd plus a 6th and a 7th, or if it's a 3rd plus a 5th and a 6th or something like that, 9 picks in the draft, that's a good amount of bundle to kind of do some negotiating with if you're the Commanders.
Some good draft currency. I mean, the Commanders being buyers at this point in the season, a year or 2 years, however long it's been an absolute shit show over there. For them to be in this position, 7-2, an MVP candidate at quarterback, and then Dan Quinn, what he's doing with that defense and offense, incredible.
Who are the leaders of the NFC East right now?
NFC East?
Yeah.
The Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles?
6-2 Philadelphia Eagles. Mm-hmm.
6-2.
6-2.
You wouldn't know that.
You would not know.
You should have seen the headline this morning, or the lower third, I guess, on Get Up this morning. Is Nick Sirianni the biggest, dumbest dipshit in the NFL? They're 6-2.
Pretty much.
They're 6-2.
It's absurd.
It's a wild world to be in. Hey, good luck over there. Good luck over there.
Going.
But the Commanders make moves. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles make moves. They did this offseason when they brought in Saquon. Boy, that's been a game changer.
Big time.
All right, hour 1 wrapping up. Hour 2, we'll have Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on this NFL trade deadline, November 5th. We'll have A.J. Hawk joining us. We'll keep an eye on the NFL trade deadline conversations and chatter. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. Take 3!
Giving Daniel Villasenor.
Absolutely.
You're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
What is your major?
Civil engineering.
Okay, so what's that mean? What is civil engineering?
I don't really know.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I have.
When? Were you a soccer player?
Soccer player, yeah.
Okay, how were you at kicking soccer balls? Pretty good?
I was okay. I was good.
Have you ever said anything negative about football kickers?
Maybe once or twice.
Daniel! Damn, Daniel! We don't need that! You make a field goal here from 33 yards uphill. You're the civil engineer. You'd have to tell me, I think it's about a 40-yard kick. If you're able to do that, we will give you $75,000.
All right.
He's got no laces.
Yeah, what do we got going here? Can we get a shot of shoes?
What time?
Hey, a shot of the shoes.
Daniel showed up in his Vans with no laces. What time did you get here for this?
About 11:40 last night.
Need a lot of power.
Good luck, Daniel.
I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Wait a second.
Just like everything this morning, that was a surprise. We did not expect that.
Let's go. We got to do one more shot.
One more kick for $100,000.
You got this, dude.
Let's go. How about this, Daniel? How about this, Daniel? Not only is this one for $100,000, if you make it, we'll add another $100,000 to the $500,000 donation we're about to make from College Game Day to the hurricane relief. It could be $600,000 if you make this, with $100,000 going into your pocket. Daniel, this is bigger than you. Let's make a kick, bro.
Way to overcome the shoes here. That was a heck of an effort. Come on, you got this.
In Berkeley, California.
You got it.
Oh! Hell yeah!
Great job.
Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! All right.
What just happened? Are you kidding me? This is fun, man. 11:40 he was there. I know.
$600,000 to hurricane relief. $100,000 to Daniel. What a morning in Berkeley. Way to go, Daniel.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP. Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this historic NFL trade deadline, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football! It is awesome. Football is obviously the topic of conversation on this particular Tuesday, November 5th, around the entire globe, because everybody's wondering, will tomorrow be better than today for my NFL team? That's what everybody's thinking.
Just
across the entire country. Well, there's some breaking news happening literally as we speak. The corner that was going to be highly sought after from the New Orleans Saints after they fired their head coach just a few days ago, Marshawn Lattimore has officially been traded to the Washington Commanders. Congratulations to the Commanders, who land a 28-year-old who has been multiple-time Pro Bowl and All-Pro corner for the New Orleans Saints. An absolute dog by any facet of the word. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler, the Commanders picking up Marshawn Lattimore. What does that mean, and who is Marshawn Lattimore as a player?
Absolute dog, and still younger than 30. He can get up and press. That's my favorite part about his game, how technical he is at the line of scrimmage. We all know the many battles he's had in the NFC South with the great Mike Evans, so a little disappointed won't be seeing many more of those probably. But him leaving, obviously what's going on in New Orleans and now going to a Super Bowl contender at this point in the season. season with the Commanders. They done nothing but brought in good veteran talent, and that shows me they got a good locker room, a good culture over there. So I think he'll bring a lot to this defense. I'm excited about this. Obviously, still recovering from a hamstring injury, so hasn't played a ton this year. But I'm excited to see him in that Commies jersey.
Field Yates reporting there that he's owed just $605,000 this year against the cap. So if you're tight with space, you could have still made the play. The Commanders were able to do that. Then he is under contract for the next 2 years, due $36.5 million. You do quick math, $18.25 million per year, seemingly, if you were to split it down the middle for a top corner for the Washington Commanders. Feels like a good play for them. We do not know what was given up. We just found out. News just broke. What was the trade compensation between the Saints and the Washington Commanders? It was a third rounder and more for Marshawn Lattimore. Okay, so that's literally we don't and more.
Yeah, what's more?
Probably what you said. Probably like
a fifth or
third
and a fifth, third and a sixth, depending upon because if there was a bidding war, you'd have to add something right alongside of it.
Yeah.
So third and a sixth, third and a fifth. Third and a fourth.
Could be.
That'd be a crazy play at this stage, giving up a fourth and a third. But he obviously has 2 years left on his contract.
Right.
And you're a team that's on the build, you think, it on the rise, and a team that a lot of people want to play for, I think.
Yeah.
That seems like a fun, cool place to be a team. And the Washington Commanders are able to flip an entire narrative seemingly on its head by the addition of a young quarterback that hits and a head coach that has a backwards hat on and is awesome. An offensive coordinator who's been a head coach before that seemingly got all the boys right, and then a defense now adding an all-pro. What a run over there in Washington. Congrats to them. Biggest news in Washington today.
Without a doubt.
Marshawn Lattimore
Yep.
getting traded up there. Let's go to the talk table at Boss Connor and Ty Schmidt. Big news in Washington, D.C. today.
Yeah, and you said it, and Schefter reported, and who knows like how true it is, but he said like what a world to be living in right now where players are going to their agents if they're potentially going to be traded, and they're saying like, hey, I want to go play in Washington. I want to go play in Detroit. Like, to think that would have been the case, 4 years ago, like, is crazy, but at this point, like, why wouldn't you?
Weren't players saying they didn't want to go to New England this offseason?
Yeah.
And now people are saying they want to go to Washington. That's crazy.
It was one guy, and turns out he didn't want to go anywhere, and that was Brendan Ayuk. But it is a pretty sweet, too, that, like, the entire city of D.C.'s all in just because they locked down the entire city for a lockdown corner.
Yeah, for Marshawn.
Yeah.
They said, we need to make this place look welcoming. Let's lock it down.
And then he'll be like, this is a corner city.
Marshawn walks in. You know what? Lockdown Lattimore is here.
Yeah.
Can't have a parade. Obviously, everything is locked down.
That's right. For me.
Got boards up. Obviously, that's what I'm going to do to the entire NFC.
A.J. Brown.
I'm locking them down.
He can play left or right corner, so he can.
Okay.
Which is also big.
It's good in Washington.
Yeah. Already top 5 passing defense when it comes to yards per game.
I do worry.
Which is wild.
That hasn't happened in so long in Washington.
No.
Somebody that can play on left and right?
Yeah,
I don't think that has ever happened. Because normally you go... Or you go,
don't move me. Right.
You don't even look that way anymore.
No.
I think back in the day, maybe, people moseyed in and kind of, and then, all right, then kind of went back out. Now, I don't even know if they're moseying over there in D.C.
They're
Well,
I don't even know if they're moseying.
Might have to pick a side because we saw what happened with Anthony Gonzalez because, he played on the
Anthony
outside.
Gonzalez was a wide receiver.
Yeah, but he played outside and inside, and people were like, hey, you got to pick one.
No, yeah, well, that's the issue. He started out as a outside right.
That's what I'm saying.
And then he moved into
Went
the slot.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went inside, he went over the middle. And every once in a while, you go over the middle, you know what's going to happen.
You're gonna get your
There's a
blasted.
chance. There's a chance.
Yeah.
You're going to get a bullseye on you. That's what happens in the game of football.
You get older and smarter. Usually guys start to play
in the middle.
Yeah, slot, safety.
Yeah.
So,
Because on the outside, it's like, come on.
Yeah, too far.
So everybody's saying, come on.
Get in the game a little.
And then you come in, you're a nickel. You're kind of in there, you're playing slot a little bit.
Better communicator usually.
Yeah, maybe you're a little bit of distance. You're back, safety, kind of in the middle. I don't want to be a part of it, but I'm back here a little bit.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's amazing what football does.
I know.
Yeah. Greatest sport in the world.
Lockdown Lattimore, going to lockdown DC.
Love it.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, from an attic in Ohio on this NFL trade deadline, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. A man whose birthday is January 6th. That's just his birthday. That's a piece of information. He's also a father of 10, a college football national champion, and a Super Bowl champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, A.J. Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk.
Happy birthday, A.J. It's coming up. This is a big part of your birthday, right? Today?
It's a half birthday.
Got a few months until my
this
birthday.
is the half birthday.
Yeah, it's a half birthday.
This is the one that kind of launches the next one. Happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday.
I don't know if that's how it works, but hey, happy trade deadline day. It's a big day for everybody, huh?
It is a big day for everybody. Latimore getting traded to Washington, obviously awesome. Za'Darius Smith getting traded to the Lions, obviously awesome. Mingo getting traded to the Dallas Cowboys, everybody's mocking and ridiculing. So I think there's a lot of good moves that could be made, and I think there's a lot of fan bases that are happy. Like Ty just mentioned it, so did Schefter. The fact that the Lions are buyers, the Cardinals are buyers, the Commanders are buyers right now. That's a big deal for the state of football in those cities. But if you're a player getting traded, how do you feel about it? Because I think Za'Darius, pumped seemingly.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore going to Washington, probably pumped. It's like, but your family's getting picked up and rerouted too as well. Yeah. How do you think these players feel about the move going from a loser to a winner? And how do you feel about everything else around trade deadline day, AJ?
I mean, I would imagine it might be somewhat bittersweet. I guess you have to move your family, everyone, like you have to uproot depending on how many, if you have kids, everything in the school system, all of that is part of it, no question. But if you're going from a team that sucks and is not making the playoffs to a team that's a legit contender, which a lot of these big time names are, you have to be pretty pumped about your football life and what your NFL career looks like. Obviously, all the off-the-field stuff is another thing to deal with. But, yeah, I think for football-wise, they got to be excited.
Yeah, life gets better when you're winning. Everything gets better. Food tastes better. Drinks are better. Morning dumps are better. Everything is better whenever you're winning football. In the NFL, when you're losing, it stinks. At least it should be. Or the culture completely sucks, which you would want to leave anyways. The full trade details have been released from Schefter here. New Orleans gets a third-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and its sixth-round pick back from the John Ridgeway trade. Washington gets Marshawn Lattimore and a fifth-round pick. So that's a big haul. Yeah. That's a big haul for Marshawn Lattimore. But this was what was being referenced by Schefter about the Washington Commanders. They have a lot of picks that they could give up. A third and a fourth here. We'll just cancel out the fifth and the sixth there in that entire thing. Third and a fourth is a big haul for the Saints. Congrats to them, because they're looking to get cheaper and younger as they go forward with a new head coach. They seemingly do that. Good deal for New Orleans as well.
A great deal. And once again, back to the Commanders, you're getting a guy who's still motivated too. Once you get that 28, you start creeping near that 30-year-old mark as a corner. You got to start playing some of your best football, because that's probably going to be the last opportunity to get a big deal. So excited about that. And then obviously, Saints, you got to rack up the picks to build towards that future.
Well, and like Lattimore, definitely the biggest name, but I doubt it feels like the Saints probably aren't done. Like, could you imagine if one of their other kind of names, I know it got said in the group yesterday, like Taysom Hill is due a pretty ridiculous amount of money.
18 or something?
Yeah, 18 over the next 2 years or something like that, or next year, I forget what it is. His contract was absurd. But could you imagine him getting traded somewhere like the Baltimore Ravens?
We can't. That can't. Just like the Derrick Henry signing.
I agree. But could you imagine like Lamar handing it to Taysom Hill, who then flips it to Derrick Henry, who then flips it to Lamar, who then throws it to Deontay Johnson,
who then pitches it to Patrick Ricard?
Yeah, bingo, for a touchdown.
And then Zay.
Yeah.
And then Likely and Mark Andrews are in the end zone going, hey,
high five.
We did it. They have so many weapons over there.
It's incredible.
That's what you need. That's why the wide receiver conversation has been one that we thought would be quicker as these lights whistle through our ear holes. The lights on the stage have gotten quite a whistle. I mean, they are really
They turned
good.
them off. I think they eventually turned them off when I was there on Friday.
Yeah, I don't think that's the first time that's happened.
No.
That has been a very regular occasion, which we should definitely do right now, because it does feel like you have – what's that thing when you have
tinnitus?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I have tinnitus. Ooh. And it is the biggest nightmare. And when I hear that, it almost activates it. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it
no.
sucks.
So it just comes and goes when –
Yeah, I thought it was
randomly?
all the time.
It's just no. It comes and goes. It is terrible.
Is it sound like that, or what does it sound?
It's worse than that, but it is very similar to that high pitch, just in your ear for a good 2-3 minutes.
Okay, so I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
No. We all had to deal with it there. You guys all welcome to my life, yo.
It's been for a few weeks. Yeah, it's been great to walk a mile in your ears for the last few weeks here. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver, was traded from the Panthers to the Cowboys, but the Steelers have allegedly been on a wide receiver since this offseason. Christian Kirk was supposed to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Brandon Ayuk was supposed to be a Steeler. Adam Thielen, maybe he was going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler, but now will Adam Thielen get traded after one wide receiver from Carolina has already been traded? There was a couple other guys. Slayton, I think, was mentioned up there.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams was, and Schefter put this list up on Monday Night Football last night as a group. I think it came out that Calais Campbell was potentially going to get traded, but I guess not. Also, like he's not on the trade block, but it's like The wide receiver market we thought was going to be very active today. Only one guy has gotten traded thus far. If the Steelers get to 4 o'clock with no wide receiver trades, how will Yinzers feel about it? Because there's an expectation, right, that a wide receiver is coming at trade deadline?
I think most Steeler fans are going to be upset. I would have been a little more upset a couple weeks ago. Calvin Austin had a huge game. His last game, Van Jefferson's had a huge last 2 games since Russ has been inserted. So that receiver position has gotten a little better over the last weeks now that Russ has come in, and it hasn't been such a glaring weakness. But no, I think as an overall group, they will be disappointed that they didn't get somebody.
Okay, Devontae Adams obviously gets traded to the New York Jets, and that thing becomes like the good old days in Green Bay quickly.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the guy that has thrown Devontae Adams balls, both in Green Bay, all around the league in those jerseys, and now doing the same damn thing in a Jets jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, you making any more trades? I know you traded for Devontae a week and a half ago. You're the one that signed the entire team this offseason. Are you making any more trades today, or thanks for taking time out of calling all those GMs to make that happen?
Busy day. Yeah, real busy. I got to get on my bat phone here in a little bit.
Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention at all to the trade deadline day here around the league, or how are you spending this particular Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm really paying attention to everything that's going on. Big day. It should be a national holiday. I feel like everybody should be off of work and able to, just to be able to meet together and trade in person. I feel like.
Yeah, and trade early has been something people have been doing this year a lot more than seemingly years past. But obviously, deadline day, a lot of people are going to go trade today, and I don't know if they're able to digitally do it or write in these trades. In the NFL in 2024. I know back in the day you were able to do that. But do you look around and see some of the moves that get made? Do you wonder about some of the moves? Or are you completely, if you get a call from the Jets saying, hey, we're thinking about this guy, what are your thoughts on it? And you're not really worried about anybody else's shit?
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't talked to Joe, and he hasn't asked me what my thoughts are about anybody. Doesn't need to. I don't know. I feel like we got Devontae. Is there another trade out there? We've been a little banged up. We got some guys coming back from some injuries over the next couple of weeks. And we got a bye week after the Colts game. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be conversations. I don't know if he's going to want to add anybody.
Flex out of prime time. Lucky for you, because this Colts team in prime time.
Dangerous.
Oh, buddy. First flexing of the year, I do believe, moves to a 1 o'clock game. So you'll be able to watch the primetime game whenever you take on the Indianapolis Colts. That was announced yesterday. Joey Flack and the boys will be hot. Don't you worry about it. But speaking of, you have a bye week after that. You say you're getting people back healthy. Everybody talks about this run you can go on. Do you continue to think about the run? Because last week, whenever we talked to you, you said it's not about the future, it's about right now. We got to continue to be good right now, and everything else will happen. Are you thinking about the run and the possibility and how realistic it actually is if you're able to string some wins together?
Yeah, I feel like you have to. This league in the cliche world always tells you just one game at a time, one day at a time, but I don't know. I think the human nature is to be able to have a singular focus on your task this week, but also know what's kind of ahead of you down the road. So, we got to I think the Cardinals are in first place, aren't they? Or
yes.
Tied for first?
Yeah, and they just traded for a edge rusher, Baron Browning, from the Broncos this morning. So the Cardinals are buyers at the trade deadline day. I think that's a big deal for them. But, yes, they are very much in it and in the lead right now.
Yeah, he's a nice player. Kyler's been playing really well. I'll tell you, I gotta admit, I want to throw this guy some love. Watching you watch film of your opponents and certain guys, but watching Budda Baker on film, that's impressive. He's a really impressive guy. Like, he does so many different things. DB, you gotta love watching this guy. He shows up all over the place. He lines up in different spots. He's run all over the place. He's a phenomenal tackler. He throws his body around. He reminds me, and I want to say this with a ton of respect because I used to love this guy. And I think you play with him, but Bob Sanders. Remember, did you play with Bob Sanders?
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah, Bob was such a wild man out there. He was not the biggest dude, but he threw himself around. He always was around the pile. Big hits, great tackler. But man, Baker he's a special player. He's fun to watch on film, and he's definitely a guy you got to be aware of. It's like, there's a few secondary guys over the years where you're like, okay, I got to know where this guy's at before the snap. Palomalu was always like that. Ed Reed was always like that. C. Wood, I felt like, was always that kind of guy. Rondé Barber was that kind of guy. Harrison Smith, in Minnesota forever because he's such a great disguiser and all over the place. And Buddha is one of those guys. You just got to know where he's at because I'm excited about the challenge, but I have a ton of respect for his game. And I mean, the tape doesn't lie, they always say, and his tape looks pretty damn good.
Okay, I like the fact that while you're watching tape, looking for, whatever you're looking for in that thing, what their tendencies are, who's where, all that type of shit, you start seeing some plays and you're like, feels like this fucker's different. Feels like this guy's a little bit different. Does that happen a lot, or how often is that? That has to be nice. That's a nice little. But then obviously, all eyes on this guy. This is the game wrecker in your eyes immediately as you're watching highlight after highlight after highlight.
He's a total game wrecker, and it's not just one or two plays. It's like you got to get this guy blocked because there'll be a screen. The Miami game, they had a number of plays where if you just get 3 blocked. You got a huge play. They had some nice plays, throughout the game. But he just, skinny by guys, got underneath the block, made a tackle. Open field. It seems like he's never missing tackles in the open field. So fun to watch. There's certain guys for sure. You watch when Aaron Donald was playing, you playing the Rams. You can't help but be just drawn to 99. It's like every single play. Like, where is this guy at? What's he doing? Where are they lining him up at? How the hell are you going to try and block this guy? There's obviously great edge rushers across the league. We played – I told TJ after the game, we played Pittsburgh. Like, when you're watching the film, it's like, where's 90 at? Where's 90 at? How are we going to slow him down? We're going to put the tight end over there. We're going to put him back. We're going to chip him. We're going to cut him. What are we going to do? Just because you got to get a body on him. And there's certain guys like that. And Arizona's done a nice job on defense. They got a nice defense, good scheme. They run a lot of different things. But you can't help when you're watching the film to be drawn to number 3 because he's a dynamic player.
Have you listened to their coach talk, Coach Gannon, at all? Have you listened to any of his press conferences or clips?
No, is it good?
You would enjoy him, yeah. We'll send you some shit.
He's a weapon.
He is. He's an absolute weapon. This is what he had to say about the locker room, actually, of the Arizona Cardinals. And just listen to the way he talks. He doesn't do shit the same way everybody. We like him a lot. Go ahead.
Josh, that's what's allowing us to win games is we take one day at a time, every second counts, maximize the day, keep blinders on, and go about your business. Display winning behavior on a consistent day-to-day basis, and you'll give yourself a chance to win the game. So I think probably why that's happening is the leadership in the locker room, from the captains to, we got a bunch of leaders on that team, you know what I mean? And they don't allow no bullshit. So, not that we have a lot, but every once in a while I'll get out of alignment too. You know what I mean? You got to bring back everybody in, And they're doing a really good job of staying connected. And
I like them. Anybody that swears at a press conference, I'm a fan of. That is how I judge people, A-Rod.
I agree. I agree. You can't trust a guy that doesn't swear, doesn't drink. You know what I mean?
They've been through some shit. If they're
gotta do one of the two.
Yeah,
you don't want to drink, that's fine. Like Sauce doesn't drink, but he swears. I can trust him.
Okay. Another big move here on NFL trade deadline day, and obviously, Aaron, you being on here is pretty perfect for the situation. Mike Williams has been traded from the New York Jets to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers have been in the market for a wide receiver since the offseason. Obviously, Calvin Austin comes on. Russell Wilson starts taking over the offense. George Pickens is an absolute beast and a monster. Mike Williams with the New York Jets after the Devontae Adams trade over there. A lot of people assumed he was potentially available. Now a move is made. Aaron, we'll let you go first on Mike Williams. Obviously, the moment in prime time is going to be talked about between your relationship with him. What type of guy is he in the locker room? And what are your thoughts on the Jets trading him?
Yeah, Mike's a quiet guy. Just kind of goes about his business. Mike had a rough injury last year, that ACL. It's tough to come back from. And he worked his ass off all off season, wasn't around for a lot of training camp. He's working on the side. But I felt like, he was getting better throughout the early part of the season when he was it felt like his speed was getting better and he was feeling more comfortable with it. That's a tough injury. I had that injury, and it's the mental part that takes the longest. But Mike's a good guy. He'll be good in that locker room. Obviously, got a lot of great veteran leadership. He's he's had a nice career, and sometimes change of scenery is great for certain guys. I mean, she was great for me. It was fun, kind of get re-enthused and stuff. And we kind of knew with Devontae coming in that there'd be less targets for everybody because G's leading league in targets. He's going to get his targets, and Tay's dynamic player. He's going to get his targets. So if this gives Mike more opportunities, that's awesome. And we wish Mike well.
Oh, yeah? Let's talk to the Pittsburgh Steelers fan who I think is probably pumped up about this edition.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense because this offseason when he was a free agent, I know it was one of the guys that the Steelers targeted. He chose the Jets, obviously, over the Steelers. So they bring him in here. And obviously over his career when he has been great and has been healthy, he's been unbelievable at the deep ball and going up and catching the ball, which is one of the best things that Russ Wilson does. So him opposite of George Pickens, just another weapon in there. And then Calvin Austin can still work the slot. Yeah, I feel good about it.
And Freiermuth, let's not going to Washington. So the Steelers finally get another wide receiver. Congrats to the Steelers.
Let's go.
Their guy.
They've been tied to so many guys. Hey, they're going to Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, maybe Adam Thielen. Now it's Mike Williams. Congratulations. You think this is the final move the Steelers make? This is the only thing anybody was being talked about.
At wideout, I do. I think it's the final move they make. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Let's move along with this NFL trade deadline day. AJ Hawk, what are your thoughts on Aaron?
Well, Aaron, speaking of those receivers, we saw D-Hop step in with the Kansas City Chiefs, gets traded there midseason, obviously comes up with some huge plays. He and Patrick Mahomes seem to already have a great relationship. What's it like? I know you had Devontae come in, you guys, hit it off right away, but you have such history. What's it like, I guess, if you're like a new receiver steps onto a team? How tough is it to get on the same page with those guys?
It depends on who the guy is, honestly. I think there's certain guys that can fit in any system. I saw a stat last night. He's got, let me get my numbers right. Was it 90 touchdowns or 80 touchdowns? It was a round number base of 10, but I think it said 14 different players have thrown touchdowns. I think he had a streak of 1,000-yard seasons with, was it 4 different quarterbacks? I want to say
4. I think it was like 6.
Well, I mean, it was like 4 in a row with 4 different. It was a wild stat.
Yeah, but I think there was 2 of those seasons had split quarterbacks. I think there was, so I think it was like 6 quarterbers or whatever in the entire 4-year run.
Listen, all this to say is that he's a special player. I've always enjoyed watching him play. He does some really incredible subtle things to get himself open. He's got all the little tricks, releases. So I'm not surprised. I mean, obviously Patty's an incredible player. But D-Hop is, he's a Hall of Famer, and that's what he'll be when he's done. He's done it at a high level. He's done it without practicing, for a long time too, which is incredible. But, Larry Fitzgerald used to tell me about him all the time when they got to play together in Arizona, just the type of guy that he was and the athleticism and the feel. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to have D-Hop, on the team. We obviously never pulled the trigger, but yeah, phenomenal player and looks good in 8. He's looking good in.
He does look good in 8.
Like
8's a good color or a good number for guys, and also like everything Patrick Mahomes needed. It feels like D-Hop helps with.
Yeah.
They needed help on third down. They needed help on intermediate stuff. They needed help on the short stuff. Red zone, they needed help. It's like he immediately helps everything. Did you feel that way with Devontae, too, for certain situations? And we talked about it on Friday, but you doing this to him, it felt like the old days. It felt like the old days.
Yeah.
And with G, obviously, your relationship with Garrett, who is obviously an absolute dog. Is there moments where it's nice to have that guy? Like Patrick Mahomes, he threw that in triple team. That was 2 weeks together. They're 2 weeks together. They're going in to score on a big game. He throws that in triple coverage for him. Is it nice to have that rapport that quickly and to have Devontae back for certain situations?
Well, it's nice to have guys that have great feel. Obviously, both Tay and D-Hop, they got, really incredible feel for the game. Kind of know, if you watch the play that D-Hop had, it looked like he's running a basic from the right side. And then he just kind of feels the open spot and takes it up. I think there was a mention last night, maybe they talked to Pat, that said something about his body language is easy to read. And I think that's a really underrated part of the quarterback-receiver relationship, is knowing based on release patterns or when you see the guy at the top of his route, kind of what angle he's going to come out on or what type of angle he's going to be exiting on is really important. Like the touchdown to Tay on Thursday, he had texted me about that play during the day on Thursday, which was cool. But he also, his release was pretty obvious, and not just it was a read route, not just what he's going to do, but what angle he's going to come out on. part of that's we played 8 years together, but the other part is he just, the way that he practices is the way that he plays. So everything that happens on the field on game day is stuff that he works on hard in practice. I think that's a really important part of being a professional. I knew right away based on his 1-2 that he was going to take it over the top and take it on that angle. So I could have, thrown that one blind, to be honest with you, just because a great receiver can do that for you. They can do that for you. They can basically tell you where to throw the ball. This is my release. Now throw it here. And I think that's what the great players do. And then they add a little subtlety to it. One of my favorite plays from D-Hop last night was, I think, when he caught you just showed the clip, he caught the Omaha there. And he's setting up the DB to miss the tackle, and it's a little play. But if he stops short there, it's I don't know what the 2nd and 3rd and 1, but he kind of like hesitates. What are they in here? So it's 2nd and 6. You get tackled there. It's 3rd and 1. Instead, you spin out of it. Not just that, but you're on the you catch the ball on the plus 38. Now they got Butker as a great kicker, but if you don't get that 3rd and 1, they got Vita Vea, they got big bodies inside. Now. No, and make a guy miss. Now you're in for sure for Butker. It's like damn near automatic range where he's at now. And now you're 1st and 10. The whole, just the whole idea changes. And it's just because he made a little subtle, like hesitate, caught the ball, knew what DB was, knew what the angle he was going to be on. And that's just stuff you can't teach. That's just a feel. That's just an instinct. And it's little plays like that win football games consistently. And, he's obviously a talented player. I love talking about D-Hop. He's a great player.
Aaron, we get so confused. It seems like every ex-player, and you're a current player still, obviously. You're old as shit, but you're still a current player. But anybody that's been around, anytime these trades happen, and it's like great player goes for like a 4th rounder, I'm like, are you fucking? yes, I'll give up a 4th rounder for. And Randy went for a 4th rounder.
Yep.
And it's like, I've always been baffled at how much some teams value these draft picks, like 4th, 5th, or 6th rounders. It's like Mingo going for a 4th rounder here down to Dallas from the Carolina Panthers. All anybody on the internet saying is a 4th rounder. The guy was a 2nd rounder last year. He's got 2 rounds left. Like, people hold these picks in such high value, and then how do you put a value on D-Hop knowing after playing for so long that in overtime I'm gonna make a quick play? Like, I just feel like you get an experienced guy, you get him. That's why today is such a big deal, especially if you want to go on a run. But not everybody feels that way, Aaron. Not everybody feels that way.
Well, I mean, I played 18 years in Green Bay. I know how teams feel about draft picks.
Hey, they're still going, though. They are still going now.
They are, and they've made some great picks over the years.
Absolutely.
But there were a couple times where, maybe bringing in a Marshawn Lynch or maybe just that one guy to put it over the edge may have been worth it. But
that would have been fun.
You never know. You never know. You never know how it's going to jive in the locker room. That's the other part about some of these veteran guys. You never know how it's going to fit in the locker room. Is a guy going to fit in? Is he going to be part of the fabric of the culture? Is he going to make the culture better? Is he going to take away from it? So you never quite know with these things. That's why sometimes it's a crapshoot. But once you get it is interesting. I feel like draft picks are so important post draft. Like when they're thinking about the next year, you're into the season now. We've played 9 weeks, and now they're a little tight with some of these, some of these picks. Some of the like you said, a Mingo going for a 4th when he was a 2nd, and I don't know what D-Hop went for, but Tay was a conditional 3rd. That's a superstar going for a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, guaranteed. He's already. We know.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we are getting here.
Yep.
Now, granted, the price is a lot more than a rookie contract, which is why the Saints potentially want to move on from Marshawn Lattimore, and they pick up a 3rd and 4th because their salary cap is in complete hell. But anytime these trades happen, it's amazing how GMs and some fans feel versus ex-players. You bring Marshawn Lynch in any locker room and be like, all players are like, yup, we give Marshawn for a 4th rounder. He will fit. We will make that work. But not everybody feels that way. It's an interesting dynamic, but teams that are going are going. Now, there are a few teams that are phenomenal. Get to watch them every single week. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, you mentioned when we talked to you last how excited you were to kind of watch Red Zone on Sunday. I assume you watched some of the Packers-Lions game. The stats on Jared Goff right now are insane. I think over the last 5 weeks, I don't know exactly what they are, but the Lions have more touchdowns than incompletions. It seems like every single first half he's played, he's not throwing any incompletions. And for a guy who was basically written off when he was traded from L.A. to there, how impressed have you been with him? And how much of that is, obviously everyone talks about how good their offensive coordinator is, but how much of that is not only that, but him kind of just everything clicking in his game as well?
Well, first of all, I love Jared. I mean, he's definitely a guy I pulled for. He was written off for sure. He was definitely written off when the trade happened with Matthew, and I freaking love Matthew too. I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch. The sentiment wasn't, it was just trading places for these guys. It was, the Lions the Lions gave up franchise quarterback for Jared Goff. I mean, that's what the sentiment was. I'm not speaking out of my ass here,
Yep,
right?
that is, definitely. And they paid, and then they paid $30 million. It was a big part of it. Yeah, it was huge.
But what he's done is nothing less than sensational. I mean, it's hard to complete passes at that rate. I mean, it was 20 last, how many games? Something like it was like 22 incompletions and 24, what was it? There was like, I can't remember what the stat was, but it was a ridiculous stat where you're like, how is this possible? It's like 5 or 6 games and like only like 24 incompletions or something crazy like that. Like, that's wild. It's wild. And he had like, what the stat was like 4 straight games of like not throwing incompletion in the first half or something stupid like
bananas. Yeah,
it's bananas. It's and yeah, give credit to his coordinator for sure, but please give credit to this man. I mean, this is not easy, and being that efficient, like, it's a testament for any quarterback, young or old. Like, he's throwing the ball downfield accurately, but he's being really smart with the football. Like, it's obviously they got a good scheme. This route right here by Amon-Ra was amazing. He's a great player, but the ball's perfect. Back shoulder, high ball, perfect ball. Great celebration, by the way. Fantastic celebration.
Boom! Shawn Michaels bump.
But I don't think you can give Jared enough credit. I really don't. I think you can say, he's got great skill guys, and Montgomery's a great player, and Gibbs is a great player, and Amon-Ra is great, and the tight end's solid, and all this stuff. But there's a guy pulling the trigger, and he has been really damn good. And the Pack got a good defense. So he was, I know Ja didn't play, but super efficient, balls on time, balls coming out. They got a good line. Yeah. Like, tell me all about how great their supporting cast is. But Mr. Two Gloves there, he was, he was kind of just business as usual, wasn't he?
Hey, first game outside too. And it wasn't just outside. It was like pouring rain over there in Green Bay. And everybody thought that this was going to be, midnight for, what's her name? Who went out there? Cinderella for Jared Goff, and instead he played even better somehow. That MC.
Well, we always felt like when the dome teams came to Green Bay, especially late in the year, like we had a big advantage.
Yes.
We always felt like make these dudes play catch outside. It's going to be different. And I don't think that was a Green Bay weather game. That was like the crappy game, like we had in 15 against the Bears, where it's like not cold enough to snow and it's raining and crappy. But we always felt like when it got real cold, those dome teams had a problem. But Jared, man, he's been playing incredible. We all got to give him the credit he deserves because, dude's been dialing it up. And, he's got some weapons. And, the line's really damn good and 2 good backs. But this dude's been on fire. And, he should be in the MVP conversation.
You know what the Detroit City chants in different places? Like, how cities have different chants. I assume Green Bay, it's Go Pack Go, right? Mm-hmm. Go Pack Go. And then Pittsburgh is Here We Go Steelers, here we go. Everybody does everywhere. It happens.
Time.
Well, some people are saying it's Steeler time. I think that's kind of catching on in some groups. In Detroit, though, and they have 4 major sports.
Yep.
The chant is Jared Goff. Jared Goff. That's the chant. That is literally at the draft we heard it. Mm-hmm. They're doing it at hockey games. They're doing it like that is he's become their chosen son almost up there.
It happened last night at the Michigan State basketball game too.
Yeah. So Cal dude is like the guy over in Detroit, and I feel like it's a perfect match. That NFC North, Aaron, is fucking real deal right now. Real deal.
Yeah, they got 3 really good teams.
Oh,
love it.
They're figuring it out up there in Chicago.
Come on.
They're figuring it out up there in Chicago. Or maybe that wasn't.
Well, listen.
Who he was
they
talking.
still got to play the Pack twice. So we'll see what happens.
Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, how do you feel physically? We know last game you were moving around a little bit more than you had, and you said you felt good going in. We've heard the whole cayenne pepper situation. I don't know if you're still on that secret potion, but how do you feel now, and what's the vibes like after a big win like this? I would imagine the facility feels a little bit better, even though you haven't really started your week.
Yeah, it feels a lot better. It feels a lot better.
Amen.
It was a long month plus of not winning a football game. So definitely the vibes are better. We were a little banged up though. Both our starting safeties have been out. But Jalen Mills played really well. Jose Oliver played really well. Our normal kind of dime safety as well. Ashton Davis has been out. So we've had 3 safeties out. We had both our guards go out in the game. Jake Hansen, who was filling in for ABT, Elijah, although his real name is Solomon, Elijah Lewis Tucker was out. And then John Simpson got hurt in the game. So we had Olu Fashanu, who's never played a snap of guard at any level in his entire life. We just found that out on Monday in the meeting, playing right guard next to Morgan. And we had Max Mitchell, who's normally right tackle, and he's played a left tackle for us, playing left guard. So another big shout out to both those guys for the way they played. Max, I love, incredible energy. Little extra shout out for Olu just because he's never played a snap of guard any level in his life.
Hi, baby Olu.
And he went into right guard. So proud of those guys. We got to get healthy though. Personally, I'm feeling a lot better. It's been a stretch where my knee was a little banged up, my hamstring's been a little tight, but I've been feeling a lot better the last couple of weeks. And with this extra long break, and then we got 2 games in the bye week. Hoping the back half of the season I'm going to feel as good as I can after 10, 11 games.
Oh yeah, I forgot. In England, they almost snapped your leg like it was a chicken wing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, very close.
That almost happened. But you didn't miss a play, so it doesn't get really talked about.
No,
because that's like, but he's playing, isn't he? So
still back up.
Not even a conversation. So whenever you're running and scooting all around for a big gain and then it gets called back, I can see why you're mad because this guy's been playing injured. Are you hurt or are you injured? Both, son of a bitch.
I was disappointed. Not as mad, like I said, as I was at Corey and back in 2014. But both plays though, I will say the Corey hold was real questionable back then, and the Olu hold also I feel like was a little.
I think so. I think it was a crap call. I think.
But again, the way the universe works, right? That gets called back. What happens on 3rd and 19? G makes a jump man catch, and away we go.
And definitely gets his shin in that isn't connected to his knee. That's definitely a catch.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Shin bone is connected to the
2 feet.
2 feet.
Yep.
The other foot bone?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on.
The other bone.
Well, yeah, big bone potentially could be connected to this shit. That's a great catch right there.
Crazy.
That's a big bone catch right there.
That is a big bone catch.
That is a big, maybe the biggest bone catch of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying in there. And is that a part of a game that turns the entire season around? Ooh, could be.
Who knows? Yeah, hopefully we'll see.
Absolutely.
1 game at a time. 1 game at a time. But we have 2 in the bye week. So.
Still with Adidas?
Yeah.
Garrett still with Adidas?
Yeah, because
that's a good question.
I know
I'm not
Aaron
sure.
is, but
yeah, because
I'm rocking hard with Adidas. 10 years with them. 3-stripe life.
Yeah, Devontae's like.
Nobody cares. I don't pay me any money.
So that is, you've always been an Adidas guy. I just assumed you're one of their.
No. I was 10 years with the other company and 10 years now with Adidas.
See, in my head, you're Adidas guy. In my head. Anytime I see something Adidas, like we'll go to some schools.
This is great. This is going to be the promo here for when they finally put me back in a commercial. It's going to be this moment right now.
Oh, their little ageism. They got you out of that commercial. Oh, wow.
Might not be just that.
Was it the
might be
might not just be that. Might be something else.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh.
He almost ran for vice president.
Yeah. The jab thing.
No. What's that?
Jeez. I don't know.
You talking about Fauci?
Come on,
no, I don't think we're doing any
on
of
trade
that.
deadline day. We're talking Fauci.
We're not doing that. I mean, that could be the case, but anytime somebody has Adidas stuff, I always think to myself, I think Aaron wears Adidas stuff. Yeah. And I think Pat, right? Patrick Mahomes. Is he an Adidas guy too?
Believe so.
I'm not sure.
Right?
Is Vaughn still
I always
with them?
thought so.
And then Methy's an Adidas guy?
Oh, yeah. Methy
definitely
owns it.
Well,
What?
it's a different sport.
Keep
I mean,
it up.
Adidas
I love it.
run soccer, don't they?
Yeah.
No, Puma does.
Duh.
Big Puma now in the NBA with big Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
People
Oh,
forget.
yeah.
How long long's your Adidas deal? Are we close?
We're just 1-year deals, I think, at this point.
We gotta We got these.
We gotta get this thing. We gotta get a new.
He's Flacco.
We got the Flacco ones.
We got the Flacco ones. I'm sure they're. You see, the cleats lean with it, rock with it.
They do.
You know, to protect the joints. Whenever Joey Flack's wearing these, just something. If you got a thin foot, this is good. I don't think the fat-footed people are in a good spot, but. Maybe you create your own cleats. You know, maybe you create your own cleats and go on a run. Speaking of you coming back, and you talk about, you know, AJ just talked about how the body, especially out of the Achilles. There's another guy that's come back this year. AP Town has a question for you.
Yeah, he didn't go to the Achilles factory with Dr. Neil Eltrosh like you did and JK did, who JK is unbelievable right now. But Kirk Cousins, I believe he got hurt week 8 last year was his Achilles, and now week 1 he couldn't get under center, and he's just been looking better and better each week. Like, as someone who obviously got hurt their Achilles last year, is impressive also what Kirk's doing?
Yeah, for sure, and definitely somebody I'm pulling for. I mean, I feel like I've been pulling for all the Achilles guys. Yeah. If I see Cam Akers out there, I'm pulling for him. Unfortunately, Jalen Phillips got hurt again and had surgery, but I was pulling for him. Great dude. But yeah, of course. I mean, Kirk and I have played for so long in the league, had some good battles over the years. Always respect his talents and abilities. And yeah, week 1, you know, it didn't look like he was moving that great, but he's definitely been kind of getting better every week. They got some nice weapons. Looks like Pitt's getting involved. He's a talented guy. Mooney's had a really nice year. Drake London's a really good player. That back they got, both backs.
Algier and Robinson.
Algier and Robinson are both really talented. But again, Kirk's pulling the trigger and doing a great job. I got to say, you know, I don't think you can underestimate the importance of when you have a guy like Raheem in there, and he's kind of set a culture the way he does. I've been around him a decent amount. I think he's a phenomenal coach, and I think he really gets it, how to relate to the players. And so I give Raheem a lot of credit for what he's done there. And then you bring in Kirk, and then what was everybody talking about, you know, in April around the Falcons? Oh, they just picked, you know, Penix. Like, how long is Kirk going to be there? And again, that's why these off-season stories are so ridiculous sometimes, because no one even remembers it or cares about that fact. Like, it's cool. He got in the game and threw a pass. I think he had a completion. That's awesome. And he'll have, I hope he, you know, because he's a Pac-12 guy, Conference of Champions. I hope he has a nice long career. But right now it's Kirk time, and he's been playing really well. I think they're 6-3. I think they're first in. I'm sure they're first in the South there, but. Yeah, he's had a really nice start to the season, and I'm just most happy that he looks like he's moving well. You know, it looks like he's moving in and out of the pocket. He's not, you know, he's like me. We're not running for a ton of first downs or really running a whole lot, but be able to move a little bit in the pockets definitely helps him.
He is dancing more though.
Yeah,
definitely dancing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Swag surfing. Yeah, he's doing it all down there.
That's important. All the good stuff. Yeah,
he's got a good.
Maybe you need to start dancing a little bit.
New pregame speech is unbelievable.
Yeah, we fight no cap. Walk into your trap. Take over your trap.
Yep.
Talk that crap. Okay. Clickety clack.
And repeat.
Bring it bickety back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he drinks? Because I don't know if he smokes. Or smoke. I don't know if he smokes either, but I don't know if he swears.
Is Kirk Cousins high as shit?
He might be a smoker.
Smoke cigarettes.
I could see him ripping cigs.
Yeah, Paul Mall 100s.
Sure.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he's doing the full
all the time?
Right after the game.
He'd be tripping balls in that basement.
Yeah, he might be in that locker room he has down there, but he moved.
You think they made him cut out all the cigarette shots from the quarterback show?
Come on.
Stop.
What's going on?
It's my more.
That's a good fire. That's a good fire.
Good job, Coop.
I don't think he swears or drinks. I'd assume.
No, I think he gets hammered.
I bet he gets nuked.
Church wine.
Yeah. Ripping it.
Jesus blood?
He's when he's getting communion, he's down in
communion.
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying I'll do it.
You have to fill that back up.
Church wine. That's the blood of Christ.
And what
are they using rosé now in church? For,
the last time
Ty,
your wedding is the last time that I was offered. Was that booze in there, or was that?
Oh yeah,
that was actual booze.
Yeah,
red wine. Yeah.
Nice red.
I thought it was grape juice.
I thought it was some Martinelli's or something.
No, it's a nice Chianti.
Welch's.
I thought it was fake.
No.
I didn't know you guys actually hammering booze in.
Oh yeah, it's the real deal, brother.
I did this number here. You don't need to be giving me. Well, I don't know if I deserve it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I didn't know I could have got an opportunity to have a little booze in there.
Oh yeah.
Start the party early.
That's right,
man.
Wow. 2024. You guys are putting booze in there?
Yeah,
big time.
That's how they're getting the young people to come back to church.
All right.
They're losing some membership.
Listen, no ID needed here. Just need the Lord. Come on in. God bless them all. God bless them all. Speaking of God blessing, there's a man who's a freak show athletically and an incredible talent who was on your team but never really was. D-Bud has a question
and
for you.
Speaking of coming back or just coming in, Hassan Reddick showed up, obviously, and look, quarterback, most important position. I think second after that is a guy that can rush the passer and make him uncomfortable. And Hassan Reddick, obviously, he's been doing that for a long, long time. What's the addition of him been like, not only on the field, but locker room vibes-wise? How's it been having Hassan Reddick in the building?
Well, DB, I think in general, when you bring in a guy like that, the production actually doesn't matter in the beginning. It's the clout and the kind of career that a person's had that gives you a little bit of extra confidence. Just seeing 7 on the field, you're like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? Whether or not the production, matches it right away, and we all know once he gets going, he was going the other night. I mean, he had a half sack, he had a bunch of pressures, but he didn't have like 4 sacks, but that's hard to do. We had 8 sacks as a team. I know Big Mike had a couple, and I think Quinton was in on one, and DJ Reed had a sack, but Hassan was all over the place. But it's really the confidence. I think when he walked in the building, everybody's like, okay, all right, now it's time. Now, no excuse. We got him. We got Tay. Like, let's go win some games and get going. But he's not a real loud guy. He's kind of a quiet guy. Goes about his business, but he's about that action, as they say. He's a tough dude. He's an instinctual player, and he's got a high motor. So we're glad he's back with us, and hope he gets as many sacks as he possibly can, so he can get whatever money back he didn't get for holding out. But we're glad he's back in the building, and glad he's a Jet.
Did you guys what was the because we were
Slow
trying
clap. We slow clapped him in the first team meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys did?
Yeah, he was a little confused, but I think he liked it.
Did he have to do the stand-up, Hassan Reddick? Hear this from this school. This is how much they paid me. Do you have to do all that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Signing bonus. One fun fact about him that you couldn't Google. He's a juggler. He's a big juggler. Yeah,
makes sense.
Did he have to say how much you got fined for?
I thought it was a samurai.
Yeah, everyone knew that.
Signing bonus, $8 million. Fines in total, because I haven't been here, as you guys have realized, $7 million. Net,
he also
$1 million.
he's got a couple of samurai swords, and he likes to cut watermelons in the backyard. Yeah,
we're talking. Yeah, because he was in Japan.
Yeah,
right?
he's been in Japan.
He was in Japan this past offseason.
Yeah.
Slow clap.
Favorite movie is 47 Ronin.
Classic.
Come on.
Starring Keanu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, Keanu. We knew that. I knew that movie for sure. I absolutely knew
I thought he would have said Last Samurai, but no, he said 47 Ronin.
Also a good option.
So have you felt pretty obligated to go, introduce yourself to him and get to know him? How is that? Because he wasn't in the building at all, right? Did people not know him? Did you guys not know him at all?
No, but it was like I said to DB. When you walk in the room, it's like, oh, there's Hassan. You just know it. There's Hassan. He's a stud. He's going to help us out. Yes, I'm going to go talk to him, introduce myself, get to know him because
Aaron Rodgers. It is great to see you.
That's kind of how it went.
That's awesome. Think about him going in there thinking maybe it's awkward, maybe it's not. Then he gets in there and everybody's like, thank fucking God, this guy is here.
Fresh legs.
We need your money. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Look out for the Jets. Huh? Got the Colts 2 weeks. That's obviously troubling, but that game's not going to be. Go ahead.
Joe's not turned 40 yet, though, right? We're not going to be a couple 40-year-old starters. I think he's January, I believe.
Is it January 6th?
January 16th.
No, that's that guy over there.
Yeah, well, this is his half birthday today, right? Today is his half birthday, and then January 6th is his actual birthday.
His half birthday is on trade deadline?
Yeah,
bumped it up.
ipso facto.
Yeah, it's like leap year.
You remember his birthday party a few years back? You were there. It was at the Capitol.
Well, I don't know if
weren't you wearing something on your head? Yeah,
it was your birthday.
Brought some bricks.
I don't remember that. That was crazy that's where you had your birthday party.
I know.
Yeah, AJ, that was wild.
Well, there is a lazy tag underneath.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've heard about that.
Yeah.
The 6th grade, our school went
Great field trip.
on a DC field trip. Maybe the most productive thing from our school system
All time.
that I've ever been a part of. AJ did that too at Centerville and said, I want to have my birthday there. January 6th.
Please.
And he did that as an adult. We're very pumped you did that. 2020,
Yeah.
January 6th. Want to have your birthday party there, AJ.
Costume party.
Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, Hawk.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Check the tapes. Check the tapes. You saw I was here doing a program. You know that.
He's got a helicopter, though. You know.
Green screen.
How many clones are there?
Green screen, yeah.
Helicopter in DC. It's
Yeah.
a long ride.
Green screen. Green screen.
All those things could be the case. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, obviously huge day today and even a bigger night tonight. Do you have any plans? You got anything kind of cooking tonight? And then just sidebar, what appeals more to you? No income tax or legalized marijuana?
All right.
Which one?
Okay, we don't need any.
Valid question.
Connor told me he was going to ask about plans tonight, and then obviously the Colts game not being a night game anymore, how those tie together.
Oh, yeah, those
Whatever
two.
question you would like to answer, obviously, is on you.
Until this moment, I didn't realize that you actually got prepped on the questions before. So you
No, they write it. There's a dry
Write it
erase
down.
board. Dry erase board.
And I wrote something much different.
Yeah, it's a dry erase board as we roll through. It's pretty good. It's a fun little game. And sometimes people write terrible things on these dry erase
Yeah.
boards while I'm having a conversation with somebody. And, that's quite a battle of professionalism that I'll never get credit for not laughing in people's faces. So that doesn't get chatted about. But nonetheless, yeah, plans tonight, big one. You having a house party like it's Halloween, and then night game no longer with the Colts. Are you bummed out about that? Do you feel disrespected? That's a good question.
I love that you're redirecting.
Well, I mean, you got to get
no,
Neither of my questions
I don't-
really answerable, to be fair.
I could answer them. I don't care.
Well, we know. Yeah, we know. We know.
I don't have any big plans tonight. I'm gonna probably watch some cut-ups of the Arizona Cardinal defense. So I'll be watching a lot of number 3 because, like I said, that guy's good, really good.
Flashes.
And no, I will not be having any parties. This is, and somebody can fact check this probably. I don't remember another time when I was a starter where a Sunday night game I was supposed to play and got flexed out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's happened. No, you know what? Maybe it has happened before. Versus Ty might know. Versus maybe a opponent that was struggling late in the season. I feel like even in those times that we still
I don't think so.
held the slot because the pack is a draw. But I will say, as much as we love Sunday night and we love NBC, of course, Sunday Night Football is amazing. Monday Night Football is cool too. It's just Monday and short week, not as cool. That's just, I think, the sentiment across the league for NFL players. Thursday night sucks, short week, love the weekend off. But Sunday 1 o'clock are the best games. I mean, Sunday 1 o'clock are the best games. You get up, go to the stadium, play the game, go home. So as much as you love playing on NBC and the program continues on YouTube, we're looking forward to the 1 o'clock game.
I'll tell you what, as a guy who played in a lot of primetime games and then only had a couple 1 o'clock games, it is nice playing primetime every once in a while.
Yeah,
you know,
that's from a guy who played 20 years on prime time.
Yeah, and I do appreciate he's like, I don't remember ever getting flexed out of primetime.
No way.
That's because you're a draw, brother. 73 in primetime games. We're continuing on YouTube. Nailed it. There we go. Hey, Aaron, I thought you were going to take that thing all the way to the break there. I wish you would. I did want to get your take on the Colts primetime game getting, shifted to 1 o'clock though, because obviously here, Colts fans are like, oh, we can't even get a primetime game on.
I know what I was looking at the schedule, and there's actually the Bengals, but there was one other game I thought they were going to pull from for sure. If somebody can bring up the schedule for that week. But there was one other game that seemed to have a couple first place teams that I felt like Ravens Steelers. I think that was the one. Yeah. But I think that might have been 425, and maybe they were having a hard time because there's some rules about which games you can flex out, and then the other game has an option to move it to a prime spot or whatever. So there's all different.
So
the networks. That's what I mean. The networks.
Nick just told me that it was at 1 o'clock, but the Steelers already had 2 primetime games or something. What was the?
I believe they've already had 2 Sunday night games this year, so I don't think they want.
That doesn't matter though. That doesn't matter. I mean,
I agree,
it's too early.
I agree.
Is there one? I think there was one other game too. There was like 3 games that I felt like they could move. It's the Bengals, Chargers,
KC Buffalo.
KC Buffalo. That's the other one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, 2 first place teams. That's what I was thinking of. No offense, Tone.
No, that was on me. That was definitely my fault.
Yeah, Ravens.
Steelers, Ravens are in the same division. So,
yeah.
But I knew there was 2 first place teams. I thought they would go for that one, but obviously that must be 425 CBS, and CBS wouldn't trade that. But yeah, I mean, it's it. You know, look, we want to play on primetime for sure, and we owe the primetime obviously schedule makers. At least they said so. But 1 o'clock games are the best. So we'll be excited about 1 o'clock, and it's going right into the bye. So shoot,
What do you owe?
What are they? Who said what? Somebody
Who
said
do you
something
owe?
there. Yeah, there's a little petty. There was a
who do you hate?
sauce on that. Yeah. Fuck who?
No, remember the schedule maker. It's just stating a fact. The schedule maker said, you know, that we owe them. That the Jets, or me personally, owes the primetime people because they put us in primetime 6 times last year, and I got hurt in the first friggin' drive of the game.
Oh, when they say that?
Jeez.
Yeah, who?
You don't remember this? This is another off-season story that nobody gives a shit about once the season starts.
We talked about it. Did we talk about it?
No. This was the schedule maker. Literally, or somebody associated with the NFL said, "Oh, how come you guys gave the Jets so many games?" Well, we're expecting this and this and this, and they owe us.
You got so pissed when you heard that this month.
Do you?
Yeah, I did.
Do you think you owe?
I don't know. I don't care.
No,
I don't
you
care.
did.
I just
You went through Achilles. You think I
come
wanted
on.
to tear my Achilles, pal? You think that's what I was looking at? NFL schedule maker. Jets.
It
kind
makes
of
me
owe
laugh.
us.
It makes me laugh. Yeah, kind of us. Yeah. Debacle. Debacle, really?
I think that was Chris Boombaka's. I think that was Chris Boombaka's remix on the entire thing there. I think
debacle.
Boombaka loves the word debacle. I mean, that's Boombaka football there.
How dare you get hurt and ruin their schedule, Eric?
Damn it.
That's crazy.
These Jets kind of owe us, don't you think? We put them in TV, prime time. They're supposed to carry the league. And then this guy goes ahead and says, you know what? Pop my Achilles. Plays it.
Zach Wilson was a sweet boy.
I can see how you take it that way. I can see how you take it that way.
Boombaka throws a debacle on it.
Debacle.
Boombaka said, I didn't say it. It's kind of, you heard what they said.
Boombaka.
No, Boombaka put that debacle part in there.
Yeah. Well,
That's
what-
classic Boombaka.
Hey. Classic Boombaka.
That's Boombaka football.
That's Boombaka football. That is. Boombaka will say that there's headline writers. So Boombaka will say that I wrote the piece, and then it's turned in, submitted to editors, and then there's headline writers. Believe me, we've been in this song.
Let's not trash Boombaka.
We don't know if it's Boombaka.
He's just out here doing his job.
I think it was Boombaka.
Yeah.
Boombaka wanted to bring up
Boombaka.
that the schedule maker said Jets kind of owe us.
Yeah.
So then the headline maker over there was like,
I got something else for that.
don't you worry about
But
that.
maybe you should Google search in the back Boombaka, COVID toe. See if there's any connection.
Okay, Tovid, I don't know.
Yeah.
Then maybe there's some connection.
Name, Dave?
Chris Boombaka. Chris Boombaka. That's great.
I think Boombaka might just get it done too. I don't know if you need the
It's
first
Chris
name.
Boombaka. Says the debacle. Yeah, this guy.
Bringing the Boombaka.
Oh my God.
I'm a fan.
Fight,
I'm a
boom, 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 Baka.
Dude, you got a last name that rhymes with Chewbacca? That's pretty good.
Sick.
And debacle.
Pretty good.
Yeah. There's not a lot of names that rhyme with debacle or Chewbacca.
Do you think old Boombaka woke up today and thought he'd be mentioned 22 times on the PMS show today?
Well, we would like Boombaka to know who is a journalist, hashtag journalistic standards. We'd like Boombaka to know. Whenever you hear about these greats that are at the top and they're looking for anything to get your name in your article is associated.
No, I didn't even know it was a
Definitely.
Boombaka article. I didn't know it was a Boombaka article.
But what you created, Boombaka, is something that is certainly a...
Way to go, Boom.
Oh, the schedule maker, huh? Okay. Oh, the schedule maker.
But
Good
obviously
headline
hasn't worked yet this year.
Chris Boombaka has talked about, after testing positive for COVID-19 and missing a game in October, Rodgers suffered a fractured pinky toe that nagged him for the remainder of the season, but gradually improved. He broke his clavicle.
No COVID toe.
He's aware that you had a toe injury.
No,
that was not COVID. That was not COVID at all. He was just reporting an injury that happened running to the bathroom in the middle of the night, right?
What did happen?
We're big fans of Boombaka.
We love
We like Boombaka.
Yeah.
Boombaka's not a debacle. No.
Send him a For the Brand shirt. I think we should do that.
To Boombaka?
Yeah.
These are available now at store.patmcafeeshow.com. If they're not available now, they'll be available in
Didn't
about
Shaggy make a song about Boombaka?
Yeah.
Mr. Boombaka.
Yeah, you're right. Eric. I knew it.
I was singing a little bit ago, not good enough, obviously, because you did not hear it.
Do you think?
I definitely searching Boombaka.
Do you think when he sings that song back, he puts his own last name in it?
Yeah. I'm Chris Boombaka. You're a debacle. Yeah. Dick as big as Chewbacca. I couldn't even imagine all the remixes that Chris Boombaka's got in there. He's a good writer, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good writer, Boombaka.
Yeah.
The headline maker, though, don't like
Yeah, not his fault.
Yeah, Boom Baka's boss.
That's the editor.
Is a problem.
Well, no, I think that's a different department. I think Boom Baka's got a boss, sends it to boss. Boss then sends it to newspaper. Newspaper says, hey, headline department.
Spice this up. Mbaka's got nothing for the fucking headline.
Yeah.
He went to Wisconsin. He's a Big Ten guy.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Shout out.
Boom Baka. He's probably followed you.
Boom Baka went to Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Probably
we're
covered
loving
the
this.
Packers.
Do we have,
Chris Boom Baka
You know, we
looks
got
like a
Good
dog.
handle.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
good
look,
handle.
look at the handle.
This guy's awesome.
Wisconsin red. There we go, man. See, I knew we at
Oh, he's in
Baka.
D.C., yeah.
Uh-oh. Get out of there, Boom
Where is he
Baka.
today? Yeah.
It's locked down there.
Get
That's
out
why
of
they
there.
got
Hey,
Marshawn
he's
Latimore.
followed by Andrew Whitworth, you know?
Yeah,
Huge.
and Josiah Johnson.
What?
Boom Baka. Boom.
Boom. Boom. Boom. Boom. Baka.
That's awesome. Shout out to Boom Baka. That motherfucker's
Dude,
real.
on Wisconsin, man. Love it.
That's right. Hey, you follow, did you keep up with the college ball this weekend? Ohio State gets a big win over Penn State. I think you kind of predicted that.
Yeah, Wisconsin looked good.
Wisconsin got beat, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Iowa beat the fucking shit out of them.
There's no reason for that. There's no reason.
That was a good setup, Ty. That was a good setup.
Backup quarterback.
But you're
too.
welcome. I already knew that. I was playing it back to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. Just like whenever Bakhtiari chugs the beer, you choose not to make Bakhtiari look good.
Yeah.
It's a good teammate.
Yep.
Nobody ever talks about it. Backup quarterback for Iowa is seemingly good.
Yeah, I mean, at least a billion times better than Cade McNamara. So, you know, it's one of those things where shit. Had we gone with him the whole year, we'd be 8-1 right now. Maybe looking at you know, possibly getting into the college football playoff. But instead, you know,
Maybe the Copper Bowl, maybe the Humanitarian Bowl.
Yeah, we'll
One
see.
of these.
The bowls, the Copper Bowl this year, I heard their gifts, the bowl gifts are
great.
Copper.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Exactly. Sweet backpack. Sweet backpack.
Sullivan will be able to play next year, though, too, right? Because he's getting this late start.
No, I believe this is it for him, unfortunately, as well.
So when he gets going good, it's just for the Copper Bowl.
Pretty much. Well, and Kirk actually said right after the game, they asked him, like, wow, how impressed were you with Brendan Sullivan? He was like, well, I'm just looking forward to getting Cade back next week. I haven't even thought about, you know, so he couldn't even be like, wow. Our offense looked 1,000 times better with this kid. Who would
Are you
known?
losing faith in Kirk? Are
he's
you
got
one of
one
Kirk's
more.
dogs?
He's got
still?
one more eligibility.
He does. Okay, there we go. He's got a COVID year left. So we got the guy. We got the guy. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking good.
Ohio State gets a big win. Aaron, big win, Ohio State over Penn State.
Listen, the SEC is the class of college football. I don't know why we're talking about any other school, but some school in the SEC, except for Oregon. But Oregon, I don't view as a Big Ten school. They're a Pac-10 school still. But Oregon and the SEC, that's what the playoffs going to be all
What about Miami? Miami's all the way back. Cam Ward.
Spinning it.
Miami should have got beat by the Golden Bears, you know.
All right, Aaron, take it easy, brother.
Although I do really like Cam Ward. That guy's a baller.
How about him changing
Big
the
fan.
whole culture down there? Legitimately.
Big fan.
And
But look at it. You got Georgia. Ohio State's going to lose to Michigan probably. Texas is in the SEC now, right?
yeah, but I still
Tennessee,
consider him a
SEC.
Big 12 school like you did with Oregon there.
What I'm hoping that
You look up.
what do we got here? Where's the
familiar
Boise
yourself
State?
with Cincinnati.
Washington State at 20? Washington State at 20. They have one loss. They got a chance. I don't know how Iowa State's in front of them. That's kind of weird. We got
sad.
Army. The Black Knights are 8-0, and they won with a backup quarterback this last week.
That's right.
Would love to see them. BYU, the Storm and Mormons there are having a great season.
Great season.
Notre Dame somehow's up there. I'm not sure if we've checked in on Northern Illinois in a while after they won, but I think they got blown out by a couple.
They've been
blown out by a
hot
couple
since,
schools.
though. Notre Dame's been hot
put 'em?
since. They've been hot since, Notre Dame.
I'll ask it to AJ and all the college football pundits now. Is this game this weekend between Alabama and LSU an elimination game, or is SEC so strong you could get a 3-loss team in the playoff?
Good question.
Definitely. You can get 3-loss team in, yeah, no question, I think.
Yeah, I think
So it's not elimination game.
Potentially. There's a couple out there. Like Ole Miss, Arkansas was this past week, like a potential elimination game, but we don't know how it's going to shape up because there's 12 teams. This is the first time this has happened. Now, obviously, the 5 champions, the 4 champions of the P4, and then the highest ranked Power 5, Group of 5 champion makes its way in there. And then the other 7 spots are kind of up for grabs there. So there was a thought going into the season, like a 3-loss team from Big Ten and 3-loss team from the SEC are definitely going to make it in there. And then somebody even said, what about a 4-loss one at the beginning of the season? Everybody was kind of cannibalizing each other from the Big Ten and the SEC. And then inevitably, we don't know how it's going to shape up. Because there is some cannibalization going on. And then there's also not a lot of consistency with a lot of teams. Oregon's the first number 1 team to continue to win. Yeah. People get the number 1 title and then they lose. And then they'd get another win and they lose. It's like there's been so much inconsistency and it's our first time doing a 12-team playoff. I think 3-loss team can definitely make it, but I'm not sure how many of those there's going to be at this point of the entire season.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it now, there's like, I do think LSU Alabama is a
potential elimination.
It's an elimination game.
For both of them, yeah.
Yes.
But they might not even.
It should be.
You think
I think it should be. 3-loss team over a 1-loss former Pac-12 team. Come on. But I'm interested after that conversation.
Why don't you get in the vote? Why don't you get in the college football
After that conversation, there was a term that was used that I feel like BC might have perked his ears up about a little bit.
What was that?
Started with the C, ended with cannibalism.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about humans eating humans? I'm talking about teams.
No. Oh, you're talking about teams. That's what I'm talking about. You have teams beating each other. I wanted to hear what his take was on teams beating each other. You got a great league like the SEC, and everybody's beating each other. They deserve to be in it over Washington State, who doesn't have actually a league because the Pac-12, turned its back on everybody.
Yeah, what's that about?
And they
Conference of Champions.
What happened?
R.I.P. Bill Walton. Thank you for my life. Love you, Bill.
Rest in peace, Bill.
Rest in peace, Bill. I mean, a 1-loss Indiana needs to get in, no matter what.
Big Ten, I think Big Ten has good representation. It's going to become a 2-conference thing. Going to become
Big Ten's going to get Oregon in and
IU,
Ohio State.
But Penn State's going to miss they're set up good too because they can miss the Big Ten championship game, so you don't have to lose another game and get in.
Yeah, but I thought they're not going to get in because James Franklin killed that kid after the game because he.
No, the kid walked away.
What? Okay.
Remember?
I thought they ended up.
No, the kid walked away.
I thought he was a speed bump.
Was it the same kid that got his phone? I mean, nobody has anybody.
That's a good question.
What was he gonna do to the kid if he got the kid's name?
He was just gonna go expose him on the
Report
podium.
him.
I got assholes named Ricky Barrett outside, thinking they got it all figured out.
Leak his social security.
What did he say that was so bad?
You fucking
stink.
Yeah, you
Well, I don't
fucking
know.
blow. You can't win the big game. I think he said.
I don't know what he said. I don't know.
You stink.
I thought he said something about the red zone trips and lack of points.
Yep.
He gave like a sophisticated shit talk. I love that.
Yeah, he said hey, don't run the same play 3 times in a row on the goal line.
I like that.
Maybe that's why he asked for his name. Like, you
He
need a
wants to hire
fucking
him.
job.
Let's get this guy on the offensive side. Maybe. We don't know because the kid want to give him his name.
I think we need, we need that guy. There need to be they showed him on the game. Have you ever seen, Age, you probably remember this. There's a guy that hangs on the edge of the tunnel that the opposing team comes out of in Seattle that always has amazing signs.
Yes.
Can we find those signs from this weekend that he had about McVay?
Sure.
But he used to have the most ridiculous signs, and there needs to be more like well-placed trash-talking fans with signs. To just hold. If the guy's just holding the sign up, what does James Franklin do?
You're right.
Just holding the sign up. You
And
can't
everybody
win the Big
sees
Home
it.
or whatever.
Everybody hears it and sees it too. I mean, that's why. Go ahead.
But he had something about McVay being like a high school level coach or something, and going to be a assistant special teams coach or something. It was pretty good. No, they lost the game, but he always had great signs and great trash talk. Whoever this fan is, who always sat on the edge of the tunnel there. But
Seattle sign super fan.
Is that the same fan who got John Morrow riled up? Showed his rings at? The flashes ring. I was in Seattle, right?
Yeah, John Morrow was flexing, right? His
might have been the
Super
same
Bowl
guy.
Maybe. What the hell happened to your hand?
who got? I just got it cut up a bunch of times.
Laser hair removal?
Well, you
what?
okay? You all right? Yeah, is it laser hair removal? That's a good question.
Yeah,
Got
an
hairy
IV or
hand?
something?
It was bleeding.
So you can cut through the air quicker?
I've been bleeding a little
Steelers
bit.
game
Thanks,
the game
Age.
before that.
You're bleeding out right now? You okay? Is everything
You
all
on
right?
blood thinners?
That's a good question.
No.
I did see that.
Hayes,
Was
don't
that
make
from a helmet?
Hayes, don't make me come after you right now. I don't want to do it. Okay? I don't want to come after you right
We don't
now.
want to talk
We
about
know
the
it'll
cut?
all be realistic. Yeah, why don't you want to talk about the cut?
What is everything all right?
No, I just got to cut like 4 games going, and it keeps kind of getting it. Like Pittsburgh game, it kind of broke open last week. It's covered up, man. I got a little.
Did you glue it?
Yeah,
you glue it shut.
AJ, you're about to be in trouble, brother.
Yeah, he's walking in the Thunderdome, isn't he? He's walking right. He's trying to open the door to the Thunderdome. I don't love it.
Keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
The glue, though, there is glue.
Oh yeah.
Have you?
Oh yeah, super glue.
John Wick.
Yeah.
People do that. I don't know if I could super glue.
John Wick. Yep.
Dog.
Glue it.
Yeah, big time.
Absolute dog. He's racing cars.
Had a dog. They killed it like that squirrel.
Peanut, rest in peace. Holy shit.
What happened?
I don't know.
What is more tragic? What's more tragic? John Wick's dog getting killed, the squirrel getting killed, or Harambe getting killed?
Harambe.
The dog.
Harambe.
Two of them actually happened.
I was going to say what AJ said.
What's that?
Two of those things actually. Those happened.
John Wick's dog didn't die?
It did die. Don't listen to this fucking asshole.
For the movie, they killed it?
Yeah.
What, for the movie? What are you talking about? John Wick's a documentary, is it not?
Real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on a true event.
Harambe was a big one.
Yeah, it was.
That felt like a big one.
It wasn't even his fault.
Everybody was mourning Harambe, but Peanut kind of did have quite a.
It also wasn't just Peanut; it was Fred too. So it's kind of a double.
Yeah, Fred the raccoon also.
Wait till they gut.
All right. All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Wait till they gut Moo Dang. People are gonna lose their mind.
Hey, that fat hippo. Yeah, that thing is.
I'm sick and fucking tired of this. I'll be honest.
I didn't know. This is my first time watching Peanut do Peanut stuff.
Pretty cool, right?
I've seen a water skiing squirrel.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, if that thing dies, we got problems.
Why did they end up killing it? Well, I didn't.
You
I didn't
tell us.
see it.
You're in New York.
Couldn't you put him in the wild?
spy.
Can you put him in the wild?
Public safety threat.
Endorsed.
The Chinese spy.
He just
Trust
pooped him.
this guy.
AQ just texted me and said, I echo Aaron's sentiment.
We know who it is.
No.
Yeah, we don't need an update from him.
No, about the Seattle sign guy.
Oh, he likes the Seattle
Loves
sign
the
guy.
Seattle sign
He was
guy.
in the Cardinals organization for a while. Obviously, went up to Seattle a lot. They're saying, like, Bills Mafia took over Seattle, I guess, last week is what they said. And then, obviously, Rams go in there and win again. I hope that doesn't happen. Seattle being a home field juggernaut is like one of our sports great things, you know? I never got to play up there. I'm bummed out about it. Very bummed out about it. It's a loud place.
We had a couple games up there.
Yeah, a couple. I remember them. Pretty fun. Was that the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure was.
And
this one?
Those refs stink.
So got the refs back. Yeah.
Thanks for doing that for us, guys. Thanks for sacrificing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the refs? They're doing a good job this year.
Yeah, they're not grabbing a lot of headlines. I don't think that's a good thing for them. They got a tough job to do. There's I think that as much as we were interested how much interaction there was, before they admitted that there was another ref up in the booth, it really does help. These quick corrections, I think are really great.
Agreed.
For the sport, for the refs, they got a tough job to do. Everything happens in real time, really quick. But for the most part, most of those men and women are really good communicators. They care about the game deeply. They want to just do a good job and don't want to be a story. And I think they've done a pretty damn good job. So
I think so.
Shout out to the refs. They got a tough job, but they haven't been a story. So they must have been doing pretty damn good. I was teasing Hockley about one of the greatest runs of my recent career. He decided to throw a flag on it, but love the interactions with the refs. There's a lot of
Long
great
before
ones
they
I've seen
admitted
over
they
the
were
years.
using it, huh? Long before they admitted they were using it? I like that because we were pushing for this.
Not long before. I mean, but there was definitely a time where there was getting some help up there, and it's great.
Smart.
They should.
Yeah, I agree.
Great. They got a really fucking tough job. But I thought before that there was some admission. Like every now and then I'd peep in and hear something. There was conversation going that they're looking at something up top. It's great as long as you get the call right. Perfect.
That's right. That's what we're looking for, refs. We want to help you out. Let technology help you so you don't get your ass booed out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time they've been pretty right on. It's actually, I think even with this extra help, I feel like they've gotten even better at it. And they over the years, a lot of stuff's changed with the referees. The spots. I think the spots have gotten really good. The interpretation of the calls, I think, has gotten better. And then letting plays go. That was always a thing early on when they started reviewing the turnovers. I think they've done a really good job of letting plays go and then being able to fix it on the back end. So
All right. I think the refs deserve credit because we'll definitely fucking.
Yeah, definitely.
We will saw them down.
Yeah.
We are not scared to with these microphones right here. Not scared to be like, hey, it's not about you, Stripes. People getting fired, lives getting ruined because you can't do your fucking job. Then you don't have to answer to anybody. You get to go hide to a pool reporter and lie and then disappear, and then we see you next week, and then somehow you get a Super Bowl and an entire career, and you can have a full another career. That's what we have to say every time they fuck up big games. This year they haven't been doing it.
No.
Got to sing their praises.
Well, and this year, too, is more so about the calls they haven't made versus making it about them throwing the flag. Like the Darnold face mask and then the Kyle Pitts no PI, Chiefs, Falcons. Like, those were both in prime time, but not as big of a story just because they weren't making it about
How come the New Jersey Devils put out a tweet saying, instead of watching the Chiefs get a late call that you don't like, watch us, we're playing tonight? Did you see that?
That's Bush League.
That's good internet.
Well, that's just New Jersey football.
Yeah, it is. Are you in hockey over there? What are you were at the Rangers game. When was that? Last year? 2 years ago?
Listen, I'm a recent recipient of a piece of paper that says I'll in the future I'll be getting a New Jersey driver's license.
Nice.
I'm registered to vote in the great state of New Jersey.
Did you?
So I back all things New Jersey.
Nice.
You're
But the Devils want to do that. Fuck it, let's go, man.
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. Bring the Nets back.
New Jersey rep here. Hope you got out there. Yeah, we know we're head-to-head with Monday Night Football tonight, but if you don't have the stomach to watch a Chiefs or a late flag, make sure you tune into it real
And
good.
shout out to my good friend Steve. He's from Jersey. His wife is also from Jersey, and I have to make it known that New Jersey and Long Island are two way different places.
Completely.
Okay, and a lot of the people on the Jersey Shore TV show were actually not from Jersey, so I have to get that out there. But love those people, and I guess that not all of them are even from Jersey. Maybe I don't know if any of them are.
Drop this word when you're over there. I think it's called Benny's. Go ahead and drop that one. That is a.
What does that mean?
Well, as a New Jersey person, I think you're allowed to say that. But that's all the people that travel into Jersey. I think is what they're.
Oh, it's like Fibs in Wisconsin.
Is that
Ty? You know.
Ty doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm not from Wisconsin.
AJ does though, I assume.
I don't think so.
Wow, AJ, do you even play for the Packers? What are we even talking about?
Well, I think he's trying to slander people. I think it's like a rude thing, so I don't know that. I'm all about positivity.
Well, it's people that are coming up and taking our land, taking our jobs from the state below us in Wisconsin.
Okay. Happy NFL trade deadline day. Happy NFL trade deadline Tuesday, November 5th. Aaron, we appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Hope you registered to vote. We hope you did it. That's good for society.
Hey, thanks, guys. Just have a great day.
Hell yeah.
It will be a great day.
Well said.
Well, you couldn't have said it any better. You know what? You have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, 4-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You have a great day.
Yeah.
He didn't tell us.
Maybe he's not a big ma-gaw guy.
He said that. He said that on the show.
He did. He did.
Word for word, syllable for syllable.
Bar for bar.
He said, I'm not a big Mogul guy.
He did.
Do you remember that, AJ? That was one of his best lines of all time.
Of course.
I got these people attacking me. And then Aaron was going to be vice president for a guy
Yeah.
who became Maha guy.
Yeah.
And so what do you,
Still can be.
all good? However you feel, all good. Yeah. I guess the other people don't think that.
No.
Nope, definitely not.
But I would like us all to remember that we got to fucking live here together after this thing happens today, regardless.
Yeah, we do.
No choice.
I know people on both sides, and obviously both sides now are, okay, so seemingly very, very distant. But we all go live in the same fucking place.
Same fishbowl.
And no matter how far you try to run from each other, like we're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen. So let's not let people and ideas that, are thrown around at a very high level in a very terrible way, tear us apart. Let's remember we're in this thing together, huh?
That's right.
Can we do that?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can we do that?
I think so.
Yep.
That's what we'll all promise to do.
Okay.
I'm happy America agrees with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, America.
This ain't even going to be a thing.
No.
Everybody's worried about everything. There ain't going to be nothing to worry about because we understand we're in this thing together regardless of what the fuck happens.
That's right.
But I'm pulling for your person because I know you want to save the world.
And you're right. You can't run away from it because the world's a circle.
You see?
Run into each other.
Boom.
You'll be flat.
I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe. Maybe every other planet not, and then ours is.
I mean, are there even other planets?
Have you seen them with your own 2 eyes?
Have you been to space?
All right. Birds? How do we feel about birds?
I mean,
Yeah.
not today.
Not today?
Not today.
Today's not the day to get into the birds are real.
No.
Oh, how about pandas being real? How about that?
Do we want to bring those back up too?
Can't even talk about it. Can't even talk about it.
I don't think we do.
That was news to me, man. That was news to me.
Me too.
Wow.
I had no idea. Holy shit.
Kind of solidified my thoughts.
Fucking open my phone and go, God damn, what the fuck did I drop my... I didn't know this. Jeez Louise.
Can't even have inside jokes anymore.
Can't do it. That's what Halloween was for a long time on this program.
That's right.
Can't do it. I got to have a little bit more awareness. That's on me. That is 100%. But I like that I don't have any awareness in that world.
Yeah.
It kind of is what makes me me.
Yeah, come on, Nate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Innocent. That's an innocent situation. You can't. We can't pretend to know every single thing that is a crazy, terrible thing.
It's a lot of things
out there that people will represent
That's what I'm
terrible
learning.
things.
I'm learning literally by the day now. There's so many things. I'm like, what the fuck? Is there a guide to this that I can know?
There is. And that's why I'm so fucked up, because I know it all.
Okay. All right. Let's get to a break. We're happy you're in there for us.
Yep. I don't want to be anymore. I don't want to. Get me out of this hole, man.
Jeez Louise. But I would like to just be a big proponent of we got to fucking deal with each other.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let's remember that.
Hell yeah.
All right, we're back on the other side. We got everything DB, good D, bad D.
Yes, sir.
We got NFL trade deadline countdown still happening. I don't know if we're going to go all the way to 4 o'clock, especially if it seems like this thing's really cooling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Mike Williams and Marshawn Lattimore.
Kind of got the big ones.
Yeah, I think it's already over.
That's it.
Yeah, take that countdown off the screen. Yep, all right.
Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Take 5.
If you're the NCAA and you're sitting in that stupid office in Indianapolis where we happen to live, it's a great city. It's a great town. And there's a dumb institution that is ruling over college football. Because if you don't want these people dancing... Celebration, bitches!
What's up?
Is that the president's name?
Oh, that's the Kurt Signatic.
Do we like the NCAA? Do we like Pat? Do we love the Dukes? I wish when I was asked, like, why did you punt? I could say my subcommittee recommended I punt.
Talk your shit.
This guy's hot. This guy's hot.
We'll see you in the next hour. I say today, we take a stand against the NCAA. Let them bull.
Let him bull. Amen.
Rest in peace, Dale. Moment of silence for Dale Earnhardt. Moment has passed. Thank you, Dale. This one's for 3. AJ Hawk, $5,000. This has been one of the coolest moments of my entire professional life. JMU!
Thank you so much for the hospitality. JMU! You understand quickly that there's idiots making decisions in every single place that you would never guess idiots would be making decisions. You don't think bowl season deserves to have this situation cooking behind it? College football is better because JMU's football is crushing. College is better because what their football team is doing. The community is better. And the NCAA, yet again, adds to their long list of decisions. Look at that scene, bro, in the hills of Virginia. You know what? To hell with all of them. James Madison, right here. Right here. That chef looks damn good. I'd eat that guy's meat any day of the week. If you're able to bury this 33-yard field goal, kicking is easy is what you have said to kickers before. Others have on the internet. Now, 90 racks on the line. We believe. Oh! Kill the kid! Kill the kid! Our worst kid yet! 100 racks of charity. This dog stinks! And that's that the JMU are going to crush App State. They would crush anybody this weekend, especially in this city with how dumb the NCAA is. Let them bowl and let the boys dominate today.
In my Constitution, I have the First Amendment right to free speech. Pat has the Second Amendment right to take its sleeves off and show the bare arms all the time. But I'm saying, if we are so lucky to go undefeated this year, and we end up winning in a bowl game, if we get in, I'm going to use my First Amendment to declare the JMU Dukes national champions. Like UCF. I'm just going to say it, and come and stop me. Time to coach.
I'm jacked. I am. It's working. All of it's working.
They'll have one loss because App State is beating JMU Mountaineers, baby. They're gonna dog shit all over this dumb place. App State forever. Yeah, fuck you too. How about that?
Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't, because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. If you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, you know, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who played for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why at times I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Mitt. Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, that's cute.
8.5.
If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
It stinks.
What's on your mind, pal?
What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is, and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen. I'm taking her on
and
the
also, fuck Boston College.
I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Oh, and the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good, too, by the way. He's making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up. He was hyping us up, and then boom, a little.
Was this Aristotle's brother?
A little misdirection from Aristotle's brother, Owen, at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
Hey.
What?
Let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, UP. Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this historic trade deadline Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football is alive and well. That's AJ Hawk. The Talks Tables here at Buster Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP. Tony's here. 9-year NFL vet. Darius J. Butler, who's the host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, which will be running in a matter of moments,
Yes, sir.
is here as well. We have another trade. Pittsburgh Steelers are making moves. The Green Bay Packers have traded edge rusher Preston Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Per sources now, in a matter of moments, the trade comp and what was traded by the Steelers to the Packers will come out via one of the insiders. That's kind of how it works. The news and then the compensation comes out immediately afterwards. Preston Smith leaving the Packers, going to the Steelers. Steelers have TJ Watt, Highsmith, and also Herbig, and then obviously Cam Hayward. So Preston Smith, outside guy, inside guy. What are your thoughts here on Preston leaving the Packers, AJ Hawk?
I mean, outside guy, he can kind of move around. You can put him in a lot of different spots. I mean, he's a really good pass rusher, like a really good player. So I'm curious to see what the compensation might be. I would imagine you got to give up something decent, but then, actually, no, you probably don't. You probably don't. In the world now, you trade for great players and you don't have to give up too much, I guess.
Yeah, Mike Williams just got traded to the Steelers from the Jets. Now Preston getting traded from the Packers to the Steelers. AP Tone, exciting times to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
Yeah, so he had 9 sacks in 21, 9.5 in 22, 8 last year, 2.5 so far this year. I think it's a depth move because obviously you have TJ Watt on the one side, and then Highsmith was hurt for a few weeks, and Herbig was also hurt. And then you can kind of see, like, you start putting 4 or 5 guys on TJ Watt, it just kills the defense. So if Herbig and Highsmith, if they were to get injured again or whatever, then you have a 4th edge rusher. That's a depth move. That's a move that you're making because you're going to make a playoff.
6th round.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sure.
Is that what you're thinking?
Who cares? I mean,
if it's a depth move, I'd assume, like, I'm trying to get the actual here. And did Packers fans know that Preston Smith was potentially on the move?
Someone mentioned recently that he might be a guy just because this is probably going to be his last year anyway. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. And they drafted Lucas Van Ness in the first round, 2 years ago? So the idea was like, hey, let's kind of, some of the young guys need a little bit more burn. He has been very good against the run since Jeff Hafley got there, so I think that is the one thing as a Packers fan where it's like, oh, that kind of stinks. But in terms of just being a pass rusher, like that is kind of the one thing that the Packers haven't really done very well this year. So hopefully they have a plan in place where they like Van Ness enough to get rid of Preston Smith. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think that it's not like the Packers are selling, so I'm sure they're comfortable with getting rid of him.
I think the Steelers had 2 5th rounds, so it could be 5th, could be because they just did a 5th for Mike Williams, so it could be another 5th. So.
Man, having your draft picks really nice if you're on a run.
Mm-hmm.
Like they talk about the Commanders, they had 9 draft picks, so they can overpay to get Lattimore. You know, whenever other people want the player, you can overpay. And then on the flip side, Packers are really the only team that have become sellers here at a pivotal time of the season. Don't need Preston, don't need any depth. We're okay. Does this scare you about the Green Bay? What?
No, it doesn't because, like I said, they do have depth. They have other guys on the D-line who I think – I don't want to say he was kind of just clogging up the rotation.
What's
over
that?
there.
What do you mean
clogging? I don't want to say that. I'm
when
not
you
saying
initially
that.
heard that Preston Smith was getting traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're doom, gloom, worried?
No, I'm okay. That's fine. That's fine. You know, hey, great years of service in Green Bay, but let the young guns eat. Okay, I want fucking Lucas Van Ness on the field.
Where did he play college ball?
He played at Iowa, and he is a physical fucking specimen. Yeah. And when he is in the game, he delivers. But for whatever reason, you know, he's not getting as many snaps as he probably should be.
How
so
come?
now, because Preston Smith's there. So I think now we go.
Hey,
now we go a little bit.
Third year,
so it's a win for everybody. It's a win-win.
I think so. And they weren't going to re-sign him. He's been with the Packers for a while now. And this has kind of been one of those things at the deadline, I think, the last few years. Like, maybe he's a piece that we get rid of. But like I said, he was a great Packer. He was a great Packer. He was. They signed him and Za'Darius Smith in the same offseason, and those guys...
Smith brothers had a run.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Oh, yeah, they got a Jeep for each other.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They used to do a bunch of wacky hijinks in the locker room, too. Love that. It's awesome.
Really?
All right, other news coming out about trade deadline day out of Jeremy Fowler's Twitter account. The Browns are most likely done making moves at the deadline, I'm told. Had talks about, but nothing else came together save Za'Darius Smith. Who are they thinking about moving?
There was...
Chubb?
No, there was a corner.
Not Ward.
Newsom?
Okay.
Greg?
Kevin?
Greg Newsom, yeah.
That was the only other name that I heard.
Kevin Newsom?
Yeah.
I don't think...
Maybe.
Did he play for them?
I don't think he's on the Browns.
He's a good player.
I don't think Kevin Newsom's on the Browns. Feels like trade deadline day's over. Feels like it.
Yeah, it certainly does feel like that.
Preston Smith came out of nowhere, though.
He did.
Let's call Schefter and say, where the fuck were you on that one, bub? Because, I mean, he didn't have his name on there.
He didn't.
You know, there's been...
Unless we get a late curveball.
Schefter, we need to know.
You need to know, Schefter.
Hey, we're live.
What the?
That's my name. Yes, he wants to answer.
Who the fuck?
Apple Intelligence.
I'm on both phones right now.
Yeah.
He's got to be on both phones. Okay.
Jesus.
What's going on?
Anything else going to happen, or is that it? Is the Preston Smith one the last one that's going to take place, or you think there's still some lines in the water out here? We're live.
I think we'll see. I mean, there's usually something like right before the deadline. So would it shock me? No. But I don't think there's a flurry of moves left to be made. Everything that we were expecting to have happen has happened. We expected the Lions to
What about
pass
tonight?
rusher. They got Za'Darius Smith. We expected the Steelers to get a wide receiver. They got Mike Williams. We expected Marshawn Lattimore, as I told you on the show, to be traded. He was traded to the Commanders. Obviously, Preston Smith just gets traded to Pittsburgh as well. So that's what's going on right now. And there are teams making calls, and we'll see if anything gets done here at the last moment.
We appreciate you, Schefter. Good tie, said AJ. AJ said you got a real good tie right now.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much, and happy to be on with you guys today twice. I'm glad nothing happened while we were on.
All right, don't charge us. See you, buddy. What he was saying there is, earlier I asked him if he could stop by, and he goes, can't be for long, though.
Yeah.
Can't be for long, though. I got to,
Got something to do.
I got
It's a
stuff
busy
going on.
day.
He said, oh, we're on twice. Okay, good. That's what he just said. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
more
on
time.
twice, okay.
More time. Okay, I thought I was on long earlier. Longer than we talked about. And now I'm on again. Okay, there's things happening. I don't know if you see my phone. 2 phones there. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know I called one number to end up on both phones, though.
They're both FaceTime, I guess. They're both connected. His Apple account connected. Is that why?
2 numbers, one Apple account. Is that possible? I don't know.
One email. If one email answers both of them, I don't know.
Me neither.
Yeah, if you FaceTime me like at home, my computer and phone.
Yeah.
FaceTime's a game changer.
Yeah,
love it.
Do the other ones have it?
No.
Nope.
You can send a link.
It's like a Zoom. You just Zoom.
Yeah. So,
But I think it's impossible to make it work with Apple and Androids. You got to do like a WhatsApp.
Yeah,
FaceTime or
everybody
something.
uses WhatsApp video.
Oh, I didn't know that. So, like, my dad doesn't have it, and when he FaceTimes with his granddaughter, I send him a link, and it's basically like a FaceTime.
Okay.
Coach doesn't have an iPhone?
No,
Yeah.
Got that razor still.
he doesn't want to get hacked.
Bingo. Sally. It took me a long time to get Sally McAfee an iPhone. I'm like, Mom, I'd like to FaceTime you, or I like FaceTiming people. I don't want that thing around me. Okay. She gave in, though. She did get one. Now it's nice to FaceTime. That's a game changer.
Oh, big
FaceTiming
time.
that's especially a cold FaceTime in the middle of a show, of course, whenever you're calling a guy who's his busiest day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got my tie done. Yeah. I didn't tie my tie. You know why? Because I was on both these fucking phones. One of them I'm trying to get information now. He said not a flurry of stuff, but maybe some stuff. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Because
He just
Preston
covered
Smith
himself.
wasn't something.
Covered himself. Something could happen.
Yeah, he did cover himself, too.
Yeah, because if he says no and then something happens,
He's a bad guy.
worst insider in the game.
Which he doesn't want.
No way.
Especially with that tie on.
Mm-hmm.
He's going on NFL Live. What time is that show? 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Hey, was it raining last night in Kansas City?
yeah,
Big
second half.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I think for Monday Night Kickoff show, I think they were under, I think NFL Live was under.
They were, yeah.
And then I think their show was as well because it was raining pretty bad out there. So that's why that Patrick Mahomes injury that takes place.
That's what I thought.
There's a lot of slipping and sliding out there, but when this happens and you're watching, you automatically fear the worst because there's no contact. It's obviously an incredibly awkward step, and then they show us zoom in. It's a slide. It's like, oh, this guy tears his Achilles right here. This is a terrible injury. And then, lo and behold, he's Patrick Mahomes. He goes back on the field. And we've seen from Quarterback, the documentary, and we've heard Andy Reid tell stories. Like, Patrick Mahomes is like one of the toughest dudes of all time, too. Like, they're telling him he can't play. He says, I can play. He runs in to get his ankle that is sprained to get an MRI because they're forcing him to do that before he can go back on the field in quarterback. It's like, he's a tough son of a bitch, which obviously makes him part of why he is who he is. But that was scary to watch that. That was very scary to watch that, AJ.
Yeah, very scary. I was thinking the worst, too, when you see non-contact things like that. But then Andy Reid, I believe after the game, even said, Patrick was about to fight me if I didn't let him go back into that game. So there's a reason. There's a reason this guy is as good as he is, because he is physically gifted and crazy, but he's obviously super talented and works his balls off. So,
Debo, what are they saying on why this guy was able to get back?
I mean, there are some conspiracy theories going around.
Like what?
I don't want to put that out.
What do you mean?
I don't want to put that out there with some people.
Just tell 'em.
Maybe around the program. But he is a tough guy, and I'm not gonna lie. I did get a little jolt of electricity. And I saw Carson Wentz warming up on that side.
I was going to say the exact opposite.
So
Rock time.
Everybody get a prime time moment.
Oh, he's throwing something left. Also, Taylor's there.
Yeah.
He's putting
doing
on a
something.
show.
Watch this, Tay.
Yeah. Now, you were talking about was Taylor being there, though. He said
that was
there's
some people tying Taylor into
the healing powers for Patrick Mahomes.
I thought it might have been his mom endorsing Trump before the game.
I did see that. I did see that video came out immediately before the game.
So they're not
started.
in the same suite then.
People can get along.
I think they were, actually.
I don't know. Brittany Mahomes was taken aback after what Trump said about Taylor Swift, so I don't know if they would have been able to be in the same suite.
Okay, I hope everybody's able to sit in the same suite.
Oh,
Watch football. Hopefully, everybody's
Me too,
able to sit
but-
in the same suite to watch a football game. Okay, that's what I hope is possible.
still don't.
And that's what we got to remember here on NFL Trade Deadline Day. If your team didn't get better today in your eyes, you still got to have that team tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have a choice.
Yep.
And if your team did get better today in your eyes, that's good news. We got to live with the other side that we just beat them.
That's right.
People got to forget about. about just hating everybody forever.
Remember, not all trades work out.
True. Good point.
That's right.
So don't put too much pressure on the new people you got. Okay.
A lot of trades happening, though. They're saying historic level of trades happening out there. A lot of people have been promoting, trading.
Yeah.
We've been one of them.
There is a lot.
A lot of trades this year. A lot of trades. A lot of
A lot
early
of people
trades.
telling you to trade too.
Well, we're part of the problem. We've been telling people to trade.
Well, trade or die.
Yeah.
It's always
It's
like
true.
that, right?
Trade
every
life.
year.
Yeah, every 4 years.
Can you vote in prison? If someone's in prison, can they vote?
Vote? What do you trade? I don't think anybody in prison can trade. They trade like commissary items.
Yeah,
who's voting?
Six cinnamon rolls, I think, did really well.
They're playing video games in prison these days.
No.
Yeah, they're not trying to make an NFL trade.
Well,
Is that what
people
you're
are. I mean, there's videos that one gal who worked at a prison getting her,
That wasn't a prison.
fornicating with a prisoner.
That wasn't
only
real. Fans. I bet you watched the whole thing, didn't you? You
What, she
sicko?
got stuck in the dryer, too?
What do you?
Classic.
I don't know which documentary you've been watching, AJ, or what you got going on.
It's a while back. It may be 6 months ago.
I think the boy's saying you were looking for something to bop to.
Yeah.
I think that's
Sounds
what
like
the boy's
it.
from the context.
This was mainstream. This was mainstream on the old. You turn your regular old.
You're talking
old
about that
band
police
TV
officer
on.
lady. You're talking about that
Yeah,
police
that's what I'm
officer
saying.
lady.
Oh, okay.
Oh, her.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
She's a porno star,
prison
brother.
cell.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, on top of being a prison guard. Yeah.
No, she was a police officer. I'm talking about the lady.
There was a prison guard
Two different,
in the UK who allegedly, it turns out it was some OnlyFans gal. And they had a set to look like, like a prison.
Oh, was it an actual set?
Yeah. God, AJ got
AJ.
conquered by this.
Hey, they're good.
Everybody did.
It was good acting.
They're good. Who's good?
I mean, they can
Creative
infiltrate.
marketing.
Yeah, they are. You don't know. Sometimes the community notes pop to, hey,
Heads up.
This ain't what you think it is. But
I do appreciate when community notes come in with a smart ass line.
There's a really good one recently.
Yeah, with Bill Clinton. I saw that one.
Yeah. And where a cigar
I didn't
was
see
placed.
that.
that was a good one.
What did it say?
Well, there was a mention about where a cigar was placed, and the original tweet was just the cigar was not there; it was somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Factually incorrect.
Yeah.
So community notes came in. So let me clean that right up for you. This has happened in real life.
And they did.
All the other stuff real, but not there.
Community notes with a little bit of sauce, I appreciate.
Yeah, they're good.
Got the Jets yet?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of those. I feel like there's going to be a lot of saucy community notes coming down the pipe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This celebrity actually didn't leave the country because their political person didn't win. Like I am, because those are always something, I'm going to get out of here if this doesn't go the way I want it to.
Yep.
And it gets retweeted billions. Oh my God, big deal. Community notes now being a thing coming and going. Just looked up the address. This is the address. Still living there. We are all wondering the same thing. Like, that is what community notes has kind of become in there. How does it happen? Who does the community?
I don't know. I don't know.
And why do they
community.
pick and choose which one?
The community.
What's not grok?
I don't think I understand. I don't
either. But I don't. That's a great question. Who does that?
Because it is a little bit of a roll of dice. You see one thing and you're like, well, there isn't a community note on it. It's big. It's 5 days old, 4 days old.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's got to be real then.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been community noted. But I don't know if that's necessarily accurate because that could be comedy.
Yeah.
Or satire. And then can you community note every... I don't think so. So it's a wild place right now on the internet.
Have you seen the notification where, like, if you hit community note, you could apply to be a community noter?
No, I did not know what you. This is what I was. I think this is what I was asking. So you can hit a thing to community note something.
Yes, but you have to apply and become a community noter, I believe. So I don't. I didn't press it, but I saw the button to become a noter.
Zito, you'd be a good community noter.
You would be.
I think you would run a fair ship.
Tight ship.
You would run a
Do
fair
you get
ship.
paid? Is it a paid gig?
No. Yeah, you get paid with power,
Yeah,
bub.
bragging right.
Why would you do it?
Huh?
Power and self-worth.
Why would you do it?
Why would you be a politician? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
If you want to do good in the world, what do you mean?
There you
Community
go.
noters? You think community noters want to do good in the world?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
They want to tell their truth.
They might be good group of people.
Yeah, signing up.
Or maybe they're people.
Oh, you think it's AI,
It could be-
Apple Intelligence?
It could be grok.
Oh no.
Grok's pretty good. Grok's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it always gets things right, but it gives good. It gives a good read of like what everybody is saying. I'll ask Grok some questions Saturday during game day. Something will come up, and I'll just. You don't have like a stat person, just regular. It's like I'll just ask Grok this. Hey, 3 weeks ago did blah, 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 because I'm trying to jog my memory. And then Grok, like, it appears as if is what Grok always, like, always gives you an out. Grok always gives itself an out.
Sure.
It appears as if, from like, but then it'll.
It's not like, not cut and dry, like not, hey, this is 100% true.
Yeah, but then they'll put, like, the tweets that they are pulling
Good.
from.
That's awesome.
They do.
Yeah, so there's like 4 or 5 tweets from the bottom, like, this is where we got this information from. So then you can even like check if this person real or not, or if it's been in there. So I think that Grok thing has become a good weapon for me. I don't think you should be asking it every question.
No.
But like with certain questions, I think Grok is like it's like a tag team partner. Just like sitting there in your pocket.
Yeah.
Technology, we need to figure that out to help us going forward. Sign up to be a Community Notes contributor. Contributors can review note proposals, write notes, track their impact, and more. Context is written by
You got to get paid for that.
Have to.
I don't know, brother. I don't know. I think people will do it just for
want
the
to be
clout.
part of the game.
Yeah, just part of the clout. I think there's a chance. And I don't know how Elon Musk is with his business, but if people would do it for free, I think he'd probably say yes to that.
Be okay with that.
But also pay people that are good so you can continue to be good.
That's right.
Are we going to space with him? Elon's taking us to space?
Mars.
What do you mean?
Mars is the end goal. Because he said we need to. I don't like that he
We're
said
going to
that.
need to live there.
I heard people saying they don't want SpaceX.
Long ride out.
He's going to
SpaceX. Well, if depending on things go, SpaceX and Twitter could not be things in the next week.
Well, boy, I've been reading that. I don't know, and I've been looking for community notes, and I haven't been seeing them.
No, me either.
So I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And what about TikTok? Has anybody bought that? Remember, we're running up against Glock on that as well.
That seems like that's just bullshit.
Feels like they're waiting on a decision too.
That seemed like mumbo jumbo.
It does.
Didn't it, with that whole thing?
They're just going to let TikTok go as long as it wants to go.
Is everything mumbo jumbo?
Yeah.
Until it becomes real. And that's kind of the big fear, right?
Yeah, bingo.
Everything's mumbo jumbo until it's not.
That's life, brother.
And that's why trade deadline day is such a big deal.
Exactly.
Because that's when push comes to shove.
That's right.
And is the mumbo jumbo or is it reality?
Yeah.
Big jumbo.
By the way.
Is it jumbo bumbo?
Yeah.
It'd be jumbo bumbo. Preston Smith for a 7th.
7th round pick? In what year?
Who cares?
25. I think 25.
You guys just want him off your team.
That sounds like it. Jesus Christ.
Well, so I guess they weren't going to re-sign him, so yeah, they said let's get a pick.
A 7th rounder?
I mean, fucking get a couple pieces of double bubble with it while you're at it. I mean, great.
I was drafted in the 7th round, and I would like to say, just straight up trade from a team that's a contender at a position that people are looking for a 7th rounder is quite a move. Just saying, you know what? We'll get something for you, Preston.
It makes me think that they do like their depth, though, so I'm okay with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Packers get things right.
Right.
That's how I kind of I have learned my lesson that the Packers do things right. That's kind of how I view it, AJ.
Yeah, they got a plan. They obviously have a plan. We know that.
Yeah, and that 7th can be bundled with a 4th, to get up to a 3rd maybe.
Boom.
Maybe. In the draft. And they'll be able to make a little bit of move up 5 picks, you know what I mean? A little bit of a dance here. Give you the 7th here. Then we got for Preston Smith. Because that's Goons football.
That's right.
That's what Goons has done. Trade deadline day, good day. Mike Williams, Marshawn Lattimore, Preston Smith, Za'Darius Smith. Let's go. That's a good day.
Oh, yeah. Van Ness was a first-round pick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you got to know if you want to pick up that 5th year or not.
You love to see two
Let 'em spin.
pillar organizations doing business together. Two organizations that do it right.
Love that.
Who's that?
Steelers and Packers.
The
They
Browns and the
basically
Lions.
mirror each other. Not those two.
Jeez.
Panthers and Cowboys.
You're
The
talking.
original
I'm
6.
talking about
Almost.
Steelers and Packers.
Whoa.
You're not talking about
A couple teams that build through the draft, do it right. They never lose.
the Lions, though. They do it right too over there.
Now they do.
Now they do.
Through the draft too, so they're
Through the
giving up draft.
They
picks.
get it.
Yeah.
They finally got it.
Is Aiden Hutchinson coming back this year? No way, right?
Allegedly in the Super Bowl, Aiden Hutchinson will be there.
I wouldn't write him off.
That'd be sweet, man.
I'm not writing
I would
him off.
never write off Aiden Hutchinson.
No.
No, let's get there first.
I watched a day in the life of Aiden Hutchinson this offseason. Never write him off.
The water jug.
He carries a water jug, yeah. That's when you know.
Yeah, you don't fuck with a guy like
You
that.
better be
You don't
sleeping
write
in a
those guys
hyperbaric
off.
chamber.
No, you don't doubt guys like that.
Or fuck with him.
Never fuck with them. That's cauliflower ear, but in your hand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Carrying it.
What's that, AJ?
That's good. It's a good point. Yeah. Especially a guy of his stature and how big he is. Yeah, don't mess with him.
You carry around a gallon of water, right?
I don't. I do drink a lot of water, but I do not carry around a huge jug.
I think it would be inconvenient. That's just kind of.
Very much so.
I don't know what
Can't fit in my cup holder. If I can't fit in my cup holder in my car, I don't think I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think you're putting that thing shotgun, probably, right? That thing's riding shotgun.
Yes, I just started.
Yeah, strap it in.
You're doing it?
I just started doing it. Not even a month.
Wow, I didn't know you were a jug of water guy.
Do you have one of those?
Holy shit!
I'm in the Stanley clan.
Holy shit!
My
So
girls got me.
you're putting it in a
It
shotgun?
does not fit in any cup. That's the problem. I actually had maybe this morning. Put it in, made a turn, fell over.
Spills everywhere.
Picked it up. It's on the fucking front of this. I didn't screw it all the way in. It's good though. I get my leader in at least.
Okay, does it talk shit to you too? Like, keep going.
Yeah. No. It's just
doing great.
Use a bitch, dog. Keep drinking.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, that's not.
What is that? How
Oh yeah,
much
that's
is
what
that?
all the kids carry.
Like a liter.
That's a liter of
What's
water.
a liter?
Yeah.
What is that?
A liter of cola?
1.1
What does that mean, Gump?
You fucking asshole.
And does that thing attach to like your belt buckle?
No.
It could.
All I know is every night before I go to bed, I think every night I should drink more water today.
You really think that?
All the time.
I love that you're thinking about yourself like
Good
that.
reminder. Gotta hydrate.
Just drink water.
I drink a shit
It's
ton.
hard to drink.
No, it's not.
You just drink.
Not even close.
No, it's just right here. You just drink it.
Couldn't be easy.
Yeah, like I drink one of these at work a day, and then I go home and I'm like, I should drink
One a day.
Tony.
You know what you got to do?
There's a never-ending supply of
I
these.
know.
I drank 3 before the show.
Thank you, Foxy.
I drink a lot. Though.
I have a weak bladder.
If you're having trouble with it, get a water with the sport top.
Yeah, because then he can suck that.
Oh,
and spray that shit.
Sucking nips.
Squirt it in, dude.
Those-
You'll finish
You
that
look
thing
like
in 2
talk
minutes.
every day. It's great.
I love water. It's all I drink, but I don't drink enough of it.
Yeah, me either. So I got it. And it stays so.
Is that double
so
as a
fucking
thermos?
Cool.
Like, could you put a
warm beverage?
Yeah,
some
it
like
stay warm for fucking
chicken noodle soup
3
in there,
days.
bring it into work?
Put some biscuit. Like,
That'd
what
be cool.
can you put in there?
Clam chowder.
Keeps it hot or cold.
If you did
I've
this,
only done water because I don't like
chicken
the,
noodle.
Yeah.
Clam chowder.
Chicken noodle soup.
I put ice cream in that.
That'd be
Big.
fire.
You pouring soup out for everybody?
That'd be
Why
so
not?
cool if you did
Yeah.
that.
I got one of
That's
those
a
old school
shipyard special.
Stanleys.
Showing up with one of those with soup in it at lunchtime.
Hell yes.
Pack of smokes and a fucking
got
tin of
awesome.
soup.
Yeah, you pour it into the lid. And
How about coffee? You ever put that thing full of coffee?
I haven't done it yet, but you definitely can.
You a coffee guy?
Yeah, for sure.
Water and coffee.
Water and coffee. I do tea too. I don't mind tea.
Smoothie.
Smoothie. Love a good smoothie. Love a good smoothie.
You see these guys? They do like 10-day water diets.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to do that?
I'm not doing
Assholes.
10 days. It's a long time.
I don't get it. If I don't eat dinner the night before by 8:30 in the morning, I'm ready to fucking rip my throat out.
Hangry.
Yeah, like legit.
Saw you with that personal pan this morning.
Had to. Didn't eat dinner last night.
Need a personal
I was so
pan.
fucking hungry, and I had to make. I was gonna order a large pie for myself, but I said I don't need to do that on trade deadline day.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. On a Tuesday?
Yeah, not a chance.
On a Tuesday? You can't do that. Yeah, they're saying like 3 days, and then there's people doing 10 days. Have you ever done that? You're one of those
weirdos.
I mean, I think I've done like a one day, but not. I love breakfast. I love eggs. Got to eat them.
So, it's just water? Is what these people are
Some
doing?
people do. Some people do just water. Some do drink like bone broth and stuff at times. Different weird things.
Yeah, it's different. If it depends on if you don't like a spiritual journey, reset, sacrifice.
Everybody's good.
Who the fuck is doing this?
A lot of people
Bill
do
did
it.
There's a lot of different people
doing
Connor.
Dana White.
Bill did it on like Thanksgiving last year.
Oh, I do remember
Yeah.
that.
No, it was Christmas,
Yeah.
dude.
It was
He was doing a
Christmas.
Christmas Eve through Christmas Day.
Yeah,
Tim and Sally McAfee do these 3 days things. I think just to like see if they can do. I think that is.
Go
What,
for your
It's supposed to like reset your system a little bit, I guess. Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
but the spiritual journey, I think that's potentially the reason why I'm never going to be able to.
Yeah, no thanks. Do you not like taking big shits either? If you're just drinking water, you're not going to be dropping any growlers. No thanks.
That's not fun.
Yeah.
Water shits. So you're just spraying.
Stink. Yeah, you're just butt pissing.
You're spraying.
No thanks.
No dude wipes needed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, your bunghole will be so sore if you're just fucking butt pissing all day.
Yep.
It will. Because it's not used to it. It's not used to it.
That's why you reset.
Exactly.
Clears your system.
Yep.
It's true.
So you need dude wipes more maybe whenever that's happening.
Maybe.
Why don't you try? It sounds like it is perfect for maybe you.
Nah, I'm not
Maybe
gonna
you're
do
the
that.
guy.
What's the one that clears you out?
Fucking do that.
The thing you drink before.
No. Like they suck it out of you.
Oh, colonoscopy.
Liposuction?
Is that a colonoscopy?
Lipo, yeah.
No, I'm not talking. I'm
Talking
talking
about the water spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
What-
I think they did it on Jackass.
colonic.
No,
Colonic.
they did it on Jackass.
Enema?
Enema. That's what it is.
Enema, that's right.
Speaking of
People
this,
do coffee enemas.
what? What's that get you
Yeah,
jacked
I've
up?
heard
Oh yeah, because
people-
kids started bonging beers through their butts.
Mm-hmm. Butt
Well, yeah.
job.
Cocaine too.
Hit you quicker.
What?
A lot of things.
People have been doing coke through their butt.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Ecstasy was big back in the day. People
What?
were hooping it. Yeah.
How was it?
Never tried it, but a lot of people did.
Hold on. So the butt beer bongs.
Sure.
I don't know how that works, but people started doing it.
Funnel into the asshole.
Funnel into the butthole, but somehow I don't know how you're able to suck in that. I don't know how
You got to
that
have buddies that hold it up and pour it too. Like who? That's not.
I think that was there was a generation that was doing that though,
Mhm.
and obviously it hit the internet and you learned of that. I didn't know there was other things happening. So you're just shoving it up your butt and then you're off and running for the night. You're rolling for the rest of the evening.
I think it's just you just get higher faster is the idea, but I don't know how it works.
Everybody needs to stop shoving stuff up their butts.
Agreed.
To get high and drunk.
Agreed.
Everybody needs to stop doing that. Let's stop doing that.
Cena did in the movie Cock Blockers. He's a big. He
did.
Good movie. Cena's a good actor.
It was a good movie. I like that.
Cena's number
He is a
one.
good actor.
See, he's a great actor.
Top 5
Ricky
Stanicki.
He's phenomenal. Should have won an Oscar.
Killed it.
for that.
He's got a new one coming out.
He's going to be great, I assume.
Looks
He's number one on
fantastic.
Tyrese Halliburton's top 5 wrestlers all time.
He had a pretty good list.
That's a good one. What's the rest of the list?
They had Shawn Michaels. I think he had Shelton Benjamin. Then he had Undertaker.
Whoa.
And then I don't know who number 5.
And Gulak was 4.
I don't think it was Gulak.
No
Johnny
Hulkster,
Wrestler
it
in
doesn't
5?
count. If there's no Hulkster in your top 5, it means nothing.
It might have been Johnny Gargano at number 5.
Johnny Wrestling's pretty solid.
I'm not 100% sure. It was Roman. It was Roman Reigns at 5.
Oh,
John Cena,
there we
Shawn
go.
Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, Undertaker, Roman Reigns.
Where's Cody Rhodes for him?
Yeah, he didn't finish the story, obviously, in this particular conversation. I do appreciate this. Top 5 wrestlers all time. All right.
Are they just fucking killing him in the comments?
Must be. Bone replied with his burner. You don't know shit.
I mean, you got the tribal chief.
It's hard to make it that list though. A top 5. I guess.
Oh yeah.
So many goats.
Never
So
signing
many.
up for it. Never
It's
signing
tough.
up for it. I did reach out to Tyrese Halliburton, okay, when I saw this list originally, and Tyrese texted me and said, I was asked my top 5 favorite. No, top 5 wrestlers, I think, is his angle here.
Those are just his favorite guys.
These are my top 5 favorites.
Sure.
Of this entire thing. It's like,
Opposed to what?
Cody Rhodes.
What's that? As
Opposed to what?
As
The
opposed
greatest.
to saying best 5 of all time. You know what I mean? That's a whole different
That
conversation.
doesn't really make sense to me.
Well, if you're a fan of the business, you know, there's different people that did different things for the business.
But yeah, different people also they I guess prioritize certain like so this guy's a technical guy, this guy's a showman. I know that, so that's why this is tough to make.
yeah.
I think.
Money, draw, how
Got it.
that whole thing.
Very
There's
subjective.
so many different conversations about it.
Very subjective. You're right.
Music. It's like music.
Yeah, just like music. You're right.
Bingo. Who's your favorite?
Music.
Mhm.
Artist? Ooh,
All time.
Shit.
1.
R. Kelly, right?
Oh boy.
If I had to go 1. it's tough.
Did he?
You're allowed to listen to his music again.
No, you're not.
All
No, I
the
go,
money goes to the
probably-
victims.
Ah, damn. Probably Kanye. At peak Kanye was not now, not his late work, but he had like a 3 project.
He went to
run.
Japan, right? He's in Japan currently making an album?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, he got divorced.
What? No, they're back together, I think.
Oh, I thought
really?
they weren't. I thought they were done.
No, I think they it depends on when the last meme that I seen of Kanye wearing cool sunglasses.
I think he got divorced.
Second divorce.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I'll
Put
be
me on the
fine,
fucking
love.
spot
Yeah.
like that.
No, I'm the host.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
It's easy.
Well, it's
No, divorce is off in Tokyo having dinner.
Together, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
that's not I
nice.
saw that. I thought-
That's good.
6
news.
hours ago.
Good for the timeline.
Congratulations to
It's
that.
easy. Wayne Train.
Congrats.
Louisiana, he had a festival this past weekend, I believe.
Did.
And kind of similar to you, but maybe not so much recently.
Yeah.
But back in the day.
Hit that bitch with that Wayne train.
Yeah.
That was right in the middle of our college year.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
He was on every song.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
You know, at the very end.
Yeah.
You had to wait for it.
Had to.
It was coming. Music industry is going to look different, I think, in a few years because of everything going on right now.
Yeah. And Lambert's coming back.
Yeah.
Saw Adam Lambert. Saw Adam Lambert.
What?
He
Did you
never
really?
that.
Thank God. That was
Dude,
late.
Yeah, on his own, though.
He was singing for Queen, though. He was the lead singer of Queen, wasn't he?
Yeah,
How
he
is that?
sacrificed his entire career to go be Freddie Mercury for Queen.
Made a lot of money doing it.
But so much money. Sold out so many stadiums. Had such a run. But what do you want from me? I mean, Adam Lambert had a little bit of a run there.
He did.
Oh, you to sing your own songs. Actually,
What's that?
we found the answer.
What?
That's what we want from him.
He sing his own song.
Yeah.
I would like Adam Lambert. I think we
Sing
got
the hits.
That's not.
Sing the hits.
I was gonna say
We had a full conversation.
Yeah, well, I think they said, "Okay, yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna go fucking push every button up there."
The one guy looks just like that.
That's what you get with
basically
Sparky's brother. That's how it goes.
Basically electrician
they think they're the
mid.
top of the fucking trade chain, brother.
Yeah,
That's how
guys.
it goes.
So we are.
Need 'em.
We need them. Absolutely. More than they know. Well, they know, actually.
They know.
The way they act, they know, yeah. We got a lot of electric problems over here. Thunder. Really? Thunder brings lightning, brings too much power, and we got to deal with it all, you know. But this group has been good. It's a new company, very recent. They've been great.
They won't fuck it up.
No, this company's been good. Last company turns out there's something called neutrals, which I guess the wires go into in a box and a thing. I mean, they just dropped something maybe up there, blew up. I don't know. And we're still doing it. But there's something called neutrals that come in. I guess it's where wires connect to something to the building inside the box there. And our first electric company that put the thing together, they didn't tighten the screws of any of those neutrals. There's a bunch of them in every single box. Didn't even tighten the screws, so they were just kind of loosely kind of dangling there since the beginning. So that got tightened. That's good. You know, you think you could figure it out. This crew came in and figured it out. Now, obviously, there's some other things that aren't working because I think whenever you rob Peter, you potentially pay Paul over here. You lose something over here. So it's all getting sorted. This crew, good crew. Loud, good crew. This is a good crew.
Good crew.
All right. Hey, we'll do everything DB tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Let's get out of here. Trade deadline day was great.
It was great.
Tonight, so I'll remember.
It's gonna be a
Gonna be a late one tonight,
Yeah.
boys.
Okay.
Strap in.
It is.
Hey, this is Kornacki map season.
Yep.
I'm excited to see who else goes into the map world. You know, 'cause that's-
Everybody does. Everybody has a map now.
everybody has a map, but you know, is anybody getting rolled in there? A newcomer on big night? Because they got to be able to. Let's check. Let's check this county from 2016. Yep. Fuck no. Let's go to here. Yep. See this? This is kind of a trend we're seeing for this year. Now, if we zoom out, go into here. Yep. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah. This one we can call probably.
Yep, this county's going MAGA.
This one.
It's a MAGA
This one we probably call
county.
now. If we zoom in up here, that one too.
Then you got to compare it to the 2016 map as well, you know, and compare like, oh, this is the contrast from there. Boom, boom. When they start bringing up past years, like, geez, they're pretty good.
You see, in this county right here, Joe was able to pull $14 billion from just 4 years ago. Now, not as many. We don't know. Turnout must be down. Once again, only half a percentage in here. Yeah. That's my favorite part. It is, yeah. They're about 4% in here, but we can call this one.
Yeah, this one's over.
4% might as well be 104%. That's over there. Yeah, you remember this place because of the whole, so we know which way they're headed. Let's get out of there. And then if we zoom out on the whole, let's check Montana. Yeah, that fucking.
Montana's going to Kamala.
Anytime that county goes. Now, little known fact here, if you go to Colorado, Denver, this neighborhood right here actually picks the winner every single year.
Every year.
Every single year. Since 1904, this one right here is the one. So they're in early. Therefore, insert name here. This one's basically over. That's what tonight's all about.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Tonight's about breakdowns on TV.
It is.
Because journalistic standards are supposed to happen, but not my side, not my standards. You know, and then we'll get attacked for sports, for stuff. A lot of journalistic standards, you know, that get brought up whenever you have a platform and everything like that. I hope those platforms and the journalistic standards realize tomorrow that we all got to fucking live together still. Let's never forget it. We're in this thing together, okay? Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Let's never forget it. Team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.